It's that little gay talk show with your host, Mr. Joel Tatum, and Miss Pinky. That little gay talk show. Turtle Power. Hey. Welcome to another episode of That Little Gay Talk Show. Of course, you already heard I'm your host, Joel Tatum. I have Miss Pinky by my side. How you doing, Miss Pinky?
Live and in living color.
Live and in
right
living.
here, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
In blue.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we have our table of yummy hotties. We have Miss Besitos, Miss Carlos Villegas. How you doing?
Hola, muy bien. Mucho gusto estar aquí esta noche.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Is that too much for you?
Más duro, papi. Más
Uy,
duro.
Okay.
Wait, isn't Duro harder?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And
He knows what he
of course, the Spunkmeyer, the Spank Master,
The pat it down with a
the
napkin.
pat it down with a napkin.
Wait, what?
Mr. Elliot Spunkmeyer, how you
What's
doing,
up?
Elliot?
That's
What's
the
going
sausage
on,
in the
girl?
biscuit.
Mhm. It's the-
Spunkarama, baby.
It's the sauce in the biscuit.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. By the time you hear this, it will be
It will be
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving,
Yes.
Oh, what plans do you queens have for Thanksgiving? What y'all doing tomorrow? Oh, it
Well-
went silent real quick.
I know there's a cricket.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
Crickets.
yep, there we go. Yep, it went crickets.
Oh, is someone eating crickets? That's a thing now.
Oh, you know what?
I've eaten crickets before. Yeah,
that's
in Mexico,
been a thing.
they actually put them with chili powder and stuff. Oh my
In
God,
a
they're
sucker.
delicious.
I had them at
Yes.
work. They made them at work for like the kitchen crew. They were just
Wait,
playing
crickets?
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made some
course,
and they
crickets.
showed me some, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to eat
Wait,
that.
did they fry them?
Really?
Were they dry?
No, they. I
they're
think
dry.
No, they were dry.
They were dry.
Hmm
Did they look
And they
like
mixed them
crickets?
with.
They're
They mixed them with chorizo.
Oh, I see.
And
That makes
it was
sense.
actually really good.
Well,
I
had
wasn't
them
going to
with
eat
chili
one.
powder. It didn't really have any other, but that you can actually make tacos of that or roaches and many other.
Okay, I'm not eating roaches.
No,
That's
I'm not saying you
gross.
should, but there are people that actually eat different types of critters.
Yeah.
And
those
that-
are not critters.
Well-
Those are insects.
or
No,
insects.
it's the way. It's the new thing, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's
Save the
not. That has
planet.
been out there for.
No, I'm saying for
Oh,
the
okay, okay.
Western world. It's the new
Oh,
thing.
okay, okay.
Right, you could run your extermination business and your food truck out of the same vehicle.
Oh my god, brilliant! It's chemical free.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it's humane.
It's humane,
It's humane extermination,
Yeah,
and it's green.
and you're feeding people.
and it's a lot of protein for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
For a profit, by the way. Or you're just not just feeding people.
Right, I
You're
mean, it's
feeding
pretty
people
much
for a
100% profit.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Capitalist.
I'm just
wow.
saying.
Mr. Joel Tatum.
Okay, it's not like we're giving it to the homeless or anything. We're
And where's your
We're
Ayn
selling
Rand?
it.
Where's
No,
your Ayn
that's-
Rand? Huh?
In the city of Houston, our homeless are too bougie. You'd have a hard
Yeah.
time feeding them insects.
They don't even want McDonald's. That's like too cheap.
Oh,
for them.
actually, no. We just started noticing there's homeless, and they have like this 25-cent or higher sign. It's like they don't. Have you seen this?
Like they don't want pennies or nickels or
They
dimes?
won't accept pennies or
Shit,
nickels.
that's
They
cash.
have you ever? I mean that could just be poor English on their part. Could be phrased wrong.
No, hold on. Let me tell you something. You do not see Hispanics asking for money.
That's not true.
They'll be
but,
working for the most part, or they'll be asking for work, but not for pennies.
I think that is a super
Well, and
general.
depending
like,
on where.
Wait, what?
we're still talking about homeless
apparently there are not.
We're talking about homeless.
homeless and their high standards.
Hispanic panhandlers.
So don't tease
I,
Hispanic homeless?
I really no.
there aren't
you
any.
can tease whoever you want. I just never seen one
You've never seen a Hispanic homeless?
Hispanic. Yeah.
Oh,
no.
interesting.
Time out. Not Hispanic homeless. Hispanic
Panhandler.
panhandler.
Oh, right.
Never seen one.
Oh, interesting.
Most of them are.
Our people, Chris.
Yeah. Most
Don't
people are
include
white.
me.
Well,
You-
you
white.
have to
But you
understand
don't-
something. Hispanic culture is a very family-oriented culture, so they're going to take care of each other
Why do you
regardless.
think that is? Yeah, what do you
Yeah,
think
they're
because
going to
they
take
don't-
care of each other.
Well,
Even
they
if
don't
one of
let 'em
them is
get
not
homeless.
mentally there, they're going to take care of
yeah.
each other.
Which
And
is
I
a
think-
huge problem that Marcus actually addressed last
Yeah.
night as he
We
was
actually-
walking out
we-
about the mental, incapacity of several homeless people not getting the help they needed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, true. Now, in the Hispanic culture, there's a couple things. Number one, we kind of all go everywhere in packs, so it's not just one of us; it's a whole bunch. And so, when somebody is struggling, the others will pick you up, and then that's a very normal. Usually, as well, and I've seen this. You get roommates, and they become kind of like your chosen family, and you kind of help each other. So it's rare that you'll see that. Now, the other thing is, when somebody from another country comes here, they don't come here to ask for money. They come here to work.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's rare that you're going to see somebody.
I don't know
for
about
money.
that.
Now,
I
I'm not
mean,
saying every
there are
single,
several people who come to this
again,
country.
it's not everybody, but for what
But
I
I've-
know,
Right. I
I've
mean,
never
I just
seen
like to stay
a
away from any
Hispanic
super generalizations
asking for
about
money.
whole people's-
No. And I get, and some of them come here just to be in a statistic, and I know that for sure. I've fought very hard not to be in a statistic all of my life, especially because I know my parents came here and struggled and went through a lot. But again, in my personal opinion, I have never seen a Hispanic ask for money in the streets. Again, I'm not saying
That's
that
an
they don't
interesting
exist.
observation.
I'm just saying I've never seen one.
Well, I don't know if that's like.
Now, I've seen them sell paper, like, the Chronicle and stuff. I've seen them sell
Right,
bottles of water.
they're more likely going to hustle.
They're
Right.
just industrious.
Industrious, yeah. So I'll see them outside of Home Depot asking for work. But I've never seen them just ask for money. And that's just in my experience. I can be wrong, and I'm sure there's a lot of out there that do ask for money.
Well, from my experience, and those who are homeless usually have mental issues. So 90% of them pretty much have mental issues. And,
I don't know.
And
I
it's
would
really
say
just.
We're not going to quote that percentage.
I mean, we're not going to quote that as an
I
exact
haven't done
percentage.
the
So,
research on that.
but I feel like that most require mental health facilities. So the fact that we don't have those facilities like we used to, but in the old days, those were terrible facilities. So most of those got closed down. So the fact is that we're dealing with a lot of mental health issues on the streets of Houston, especially, and a lot of vets as well.
And I'm thinking it's
But it goes back to
a-
mental issues.
a country. As a country, it's a problem. I don't think it's just Houston. I think the transient homeless populace has a high concentration of mental disease within it, regardless of what metropolis you happen to be in.
Well,
That is true.
according to
I've met
Because
yeah.
if you go to New York, you'll
Trifold
see them
the-
out there too.
Trifold the amount of homeless people I've ever seen in
You go to
Houston and Los
Louisiana.
Angeles, like it's insane. They're camped out on
San
so
Francisco
many.
is
Yeah,
freaking
Oh yeah, it's
out
full.
of control.
yeah, but
California.
I'm
New
sorry.
York.
It's supposed to be out of control.
where can you live in San Francisco cheaply? You can't.
No, you
you
can't.
cannot.
There, I mean,
Right.
you have 3 or 4 people living in a 1-bedroom studio for
Right.
$1,800 a month.
Yeah.
Are you
Right.
serious?
exactly.
So yeah, I expect the
and
homeless
and there are
population
kids-
in those cities
there
to
are
be
kids
higher.
who come out to California because they want to be an actor or an artist, or whatever, and they think, on this promise of, the dream of being in entertainment.
Well, time out because I don't think nobody promise them anything.
That's very
Because-
untrue.
Well-
There are several scams
well-
that run out of there with kids who have money and they've been saving up money to do like
You know what?
a short.
You're true. I've heard of those.
And they get catfished
I
down
take it
there?
back. I take it back. But one thing that you have to know is if you're going to take that type of risk, you need to know that there are predators out there. Regardless, any type of business that you want to do, any type of career, there's always going to be somebody out there. So you have to be ready for those things.
Well, I don't think we
It
live.
is, but you have to be educated to know to watch
True,
out for that.
but I doubt that people that just move are just that ignorant to where they're not going to know.
They're like straight out
I
of
have
high
to be
school
careful.
kids.
Yeah, but I don't honestly.
People are so ignorant,
But that
especially
means-
especially when they're blinded by
Naive.
the lure of fame and
Naive.
fortune.
It's
Now
not
they might be
ignorance.
naive. I don't think they're ignorant. I
Well,
just
they're
think
the same. They're the
naive.
same thing. It's not willful.
Yeah, but I don't
ignorance.
think we live in an age where now I think we've seen these in TV and movies this trope so many times where the young wide-eyed kid gets off in New York or Los Angeles with the dreams of making it blah 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 blah. I don't think that trope in real life is real. I think that if you're going to do
I think that's crazy to think.
No.
yeah, but I think that a lot of
That's
what
my
you're
whole life.
talking. Yeah, I think a lot about what you're talking about is something that's ancient. I think if you're going to do this, if you're going to go to New York or if you're going to go to California to try to pursue your acting dreams or what have you, I think we are a bit better prepared
Do your research.
I think people do their research
Yeah,
a
do
lot
your
better.
research first.
Yeah,
I think there would be less homeless
Yeah.
in California, particularly near Hollywood,
I can see
if
that.
But-
that were not the case.
But at the same time, you also, and this is a real statistic, 40% of the kids on the street
But where
are
do you get your statistics?
LGBTQ. So
Where do you get
40
your statistics, though?
Uh,
Because
Where does that?
if we're going to
statistic-
quote something,
people
we need
are
to make sure
really
that
calling
Yeah.
us out on that stuff.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
okay.
So if,
I'm just wondering
if we don't
the
have that
source for the
information.
information.
Okay, well, I actually got that from The Advocate and from Out Magazine. So they've
Okay.
been doing their research on this, and this is, I think this is mostly in California. I'm not going
40%
to
of the
quote.
youth-
I'm not going to quote Houston because it might be a different statistic, but
right.
yeah, 40% of the youth. That's why they have LGBTQ youth centers and everything else in Hollywood, in California, to help homeless youth. So their number is that's a real number, but that's California. I'm not quoting the entire U.S. I'm not quoting Houston. I'm just quoting Los Angeles, possibly San Francisco as well.
Based
So
on those
Well, San Francisco would be
makes sense.
skewed because it's like
Mm-hmm.
the gay.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be per
Yeah.
capita is totally different as far as homosexual concentration.
True.
So, and we still need to realize that young people are still getting kicked out of their homes because of who they identify as. So,
For their sexuality.
yeah, for their sexuality and everything. And we live in a neighborhood where
I mean, they're not getting kicked
Where
out
we-
because they're
Right.
Spider-Man.
yeah, I live in a neighborhood where they have a resource center for runaway youth
Yeah.
in the Montrose, and most a small percentage of them are also LGBTQ.
And the name
so,
for that organization?
Now let me
we know
say
that?
something because
Hatch.
I used to go to Hatch
Hatch.
when I was
Hatch Houston
Hatch Houston
is one of
yeah.
the charities here that helps
Yeah. It does,
displaced
It does.
youths.
And let me
who
tell
are
you, I
LGBT.
used to go to
Mhm.
Hatch
Mhm.
myself
Actually.
when I was, I think I was like 16. But and I don't know if you noticed this with of course there being more awareness and now the fact that gay marriage is legal, or I would say same sex marriage is legal, and whatnot. I noticed that the crowds or the type of crowd that you see in Montrose is a lot different, and now you are able to see a lot of what you see in Montrose in other places outside.
Because Montrose is getting more or less gay.
I think it's getting a little bit less, and everywhere else is getting a little bit more. And not a lot. And I'm not
That's
saying, it's
interesting.
totally changed. But I've noticed that now I see openly gay men and women in straight bars and in other places that I used to go to. And now it's not just Montrose. Now it's a little bit everywhere else. And it's when it comes to food, when it comes to restaurants, when it comes to just the people, we are more out there. And that kind of tells me that eventually what we used to call the neighborhood, it's either going to expand or it's going to die out, because now we're going to be able to be everywhere.
I'm going to say that it's going to die out because
I think so.
we've already established a brand new straight wine bar directly across the street from
Yeah, true. And not
actually
just that.
replacing one of
It's
the
no
gay
longer-
bars, gay-owned, operated businesses
Yeah.
in the Montrose neighborhood itself.
Yeah, which is right in front, and I forgot the name, but it's right in front of JR's.
Yeah.
Where mining company used to be.
Okay.
Correct.
It's
The,
a-
the old
it's
gay
a-
bar went out and a
Yeah.
new straight bar went in.
Yeah. Which we can occupy, though. I don't see, I mean, we can go in and have fun and whatnot.
I mean,
but-
I think that, to be quite honest, I don't think it'll stay a straight bar that long.
And it may
No,
not.
because straight people
But-
are terrified of gay people. It was a bad move on everybody's part involved in that project.
I mean, but in Montrose, are they really? I mean, is it not mixed? That's the fact of where it is.
I think there's more mix.
Are straight people really scared of gay people in
Not as
downtown
much.
Houston?
No,
in
not as
downtown
much.
Houston,
I mean,
it's not
in
even
Houston-
midtown yet. And the neighborhood is not a good neighborhood.
Which neighborhood?
What?
Downtown?
Montrose.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean it's not a good neighborhood?
Well, they don't. What is
It's
it?
not a safe
Third
neighborhood,
ward.
though. It's not the safest. I mean, if we talk about
Okay, Montrose is pretty freaking safe.
not
No.
really, not when you have people around shooting and so on. I've experienced
getting
that in the
mugged
last year or
and-
two.
There's
Okay,
like
well,
a
you
lot of
guys
it
have
there.
been sheltered. Then Montrose is pretty safe compared to most of the neighborhoods I've lived in. I mean, it's not it's not freaking the most safest, but it's pretty freaking safe.
I mean, as far as Houston neighborhoods
I am
go,
not
safe,
scared.
but it's not
it's-
the safest though either.
It's definitely on the more dangerous end of, like, if you were to split it in half in Houston,
I mean,
for sure.
not too long ago, there was a shooting in front of Blur.
And somebody got
and
stabbed
somebody
at
died,
Blur
yeah.
at the bar.
Exactly,
and we're
right
talking
outside,
just months ago.
right outside the place.
Well, you have to
And it's less than
you
a
have
year.
to be aware of your
Oh, of
surroundings.
course.
You're
And one neighborhood,
you're in clubs and stuff, but I've never been scared to walk around any
But
part of Montrose. At least
Montrose
not
is
at
not.
night.
It's not the most dangerous neighborhood. Y'all
Nobody
make it
is
sound
saying
like
that.
it is the most dangerous
the-
neighborhood
No, it's
in
just
No,
not
it's
safe.
Houston.
definitely not the most
Nobody
dangerous,
said
but it is
anything
not
close
the
to that.
safest either.
No neighborhood is really
It's
the
pretty freaking
safest.
safe. It's
Yeah.
a pretty
Well,
freaking
no,
safe
I mean, by
neighborhood.
designation, it just has to be
Yeah.
the safest.
But I think we went kind of sideways
didn't-
on the conversation about the fact that gay culture is expanding, and slowly but surely, I feel that the whole gayborhood type of, I guess, ambience or culture, it's kind of, I feel like it's gonna die down
Becoming
eventually
mainstream.
and become
Yeah.
mainstream.
But is that a good thing?
I think so, because
It's
that's
a
what we've been
double-edged sword.
fighting for. And the fact that it's here, we just have to adjust to the change.
Right.
Because when
We
I
talked
hear,
about this at Pride, getting moved downtown.
I've heard y'all talk about Pride and how some people feel about the fact that it's no longer gay Pride, it's Houston Pride, and now it's not the
Not.
homey, close-ended type of environment. But we want equality, then so be it. We have to change with the times. Just like if I were to say, in order for you to be successful nowadays, you kind of have to tap into, for a podcast, let's say, you kind of have to tap into social media. Otherwise, you're limiting yourself completely.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing with, gay culture. Either you want equality or you don't. And if you want equality and you're getting it, you're going to go mainstream.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm still one of the standouts here because I love gay culture and I don't want to see gay culture just die.
But
It
we're
doesn't
evolving.
die, it
But-
It's not
becomes
dying, it's
integrated.
But
evolving.
when it integrates, it dies. And
So-
it becomes part of normal, what is considered normal culture. And
We had an episode about that
that's
too.
not, yeah.
I mean,
So it still doesn't allow you to have the things that make being gay great on the one hand,
they don't have butt sex
but
anymore.
on the same token, it's
You're not allowed to
So-
love
so you're
guys.
not gonna
I think
be
okay.
as
Well, no.
promiscuous as you are?
What
That's
I'm
one of the sad things
yeah,
about
exactly.
seeing your goals
It's
attained.
yeah, but the thing is that we talk about the fact that we want to integrate, but when we talk about actually doing it, I mean, even and I'm not just talking about gay culture. I'm just talking about culture in general, especially when it comes to American culture. When you have people from different countries and this and that, and they still speaking their own languages and
Yeah,
still
yeah.
celebrating their own holidays
what
and
this
still
country
doing
is
that
about.
while still integrating into American society. I think that gay culture can do both. I don't want to see
no.
gay culture just suddenly become part of.
Right,
It's
right,
not.
right.
It's not. There's
Mainstream.
always going to be gay clubs.
hold
But
on,
we're
there's always going to
talking.
be.
But we're
I
talking
disagree
like
with all of that.
because
I
that
can
is
argue
that
too.
is what
But,
that is what American culture is. It is a
if-
mixture of cultures that.
And
Right.
we evolve. I mean,
So if we
it's-
want to be
it's
part of
not-
that, we become a part of that. We're not
Yeah.
a more important part. We don't
Right,
need to
right, right.
stick up or stick out any more than any of the
Yeah.
others. And the fact that like gay culture has like an actual designation to your culture, I think is a moot point unless I'm gay is as far in depth as you've gotten in your personality. And you're worried about losing that as shock value or the intrigue that there is about you.
No. See, you're putting it on a personal level when it's a cultural level.
Well, no, I'm saying in general,
But
I don't have to worry about gay culture being special because
if I'm just part
I'm just
of
gay. I
mainstream.
want people to recognize my art. And yes, put on the flyer that I am an LGBT community member. Put on the flyer that, I have Italian and Irish heritage. I don't. None of those need to be in bigger print or bolder print than the others. Than my age. I want them to focus on my art. I don't want them to give any kind of special
I don't-
allowance.
Well,
to
I
it because
don't
I'm
think
gay.
no, and you make it sound like that there is going to be a special allowance because of it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there are still parts of gay culture that we should hold on to and should celebrate and enjoy.
No, but I'm not
just
saying
like any other culture
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this,
That will always be
just
the
like
case.
any
But hold
other
on.
culture
You're getting
in this country.
narrow-minded about what we're
But listen to what you
saying.
just said. You just said just like any other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
you can have it both ways.
That's both. That's you saying it one way
Yeah.
and the
Either
other.
you want equality or you don't.
It's like we don't want to stay.
But
there.
equality
Let's-
does not have to come at the cost of
I'm not saying
culture.
everything, but you do have to
No,
What
equality
is-
does not come at the and
What-
Equality.
Hold on.
evolution does involve both adding culture and becoming a part of mainstream society,
yes.
just like any other culture in this
You can
country.
assimilate, but
What-
still retain.
Yeah, we
the
still
characteristics that make
retain
you
certain
And we
parts of
are
you that
going
make you
to-
a special.
And we are going to
What-
retain
hold
some
on.
things, but
What
we have
is
to give
gay
some things
culture?
up.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
What's gay culture?
What is gay culture
Give
to
me.
you?
Is
No,
it
no,
is it
what is
cuisine?
it to you?
It's the language.
Do we have
It's-
customs?
cuisine.
Language.
Do we have
What
customs?
language do
Language.
you speak?
Okay,
Because I hear English.
I'm sorry. I'm not talking about language in a certain sense.
Well,
I'm
what-
talking
what-
about our
But
own
that's what
language,
I'm asking
unique
is
language
what
that we speak
culture
to
are we
each
bringing?
other, the places that we hang out, the neighborhoods that we live in. Yes, we already discussed the fact that those neighborhoods are breaking up, and that's all across the country, and that's
Are
fine.
you
But we
trying to
still
say there's
share.
not gay culture?
There is a bond.
I'm wondering what comprises gay
Yeah,
culture
because
that we're
gay
worried
cul-
about
gay,
missing.
Gay culture for some people may not meet the same.
I'm just wondering what makes up gay culture. I mean, because you think of Hispanic culture is an amalgamation of holidays and customs and foods, language, you know, any of those things, different familial, you know, progressions. What is it? What are we worried about losing from gay
Right.
culture?
Okay, so
What's going to blend in and we're
I
not going
think
to be able to
that's.
tell
I
they're
think
gay
that's
anymore?
where the question should be. Why? What are you
Do we
afraid
have
of
special
losing
customs?
by going mainstream?
okay, what are we losing by going mainstream? That is a
Our identity. It happens with.
So
Yeah.
you don't
it
become-
happens-
So
it happens-
you
You don't have an
so you want to
identity.
stay where you are and not progress?
It happens with any group of people
That's
when they
normal.
assimilate into another culture. They risk losing their identity, and it happens
And what's
happening with
wrong
gay
with
culture.
that?
So what
you
about
become,
your
you become better by
Hold on, hold
adopting other cultures, other customs.
Yeah.
who,
Yes,
do,
you
who are
do,
you
but
afraid
also
that
you-
you're? What are you going to lose about your identity
Yeah.
by assimilating?
Are you going to be less?
Are you going to be less gay? Are you going to love men less? Are you going to be less?
Are you going to be
Elliot?
less Spunkmeyer?
I think it's good to have your identity, and it's good to have a set of
But,
customs.
but
and
you
a set
have
of,
your identity. You're not going to lose your identity.
Nobody's
you
taking
can
those things
very
from you.
easily You lose your identity. Your identity is built upon your experiences, the culture that you were brought up in.
Right.
I was brought up
but,
in a gay
but y'all
culture.
were not brought up
yeah,
in
but
the best
I don't
culture,
understand
gay
the
culture.
yeah, but I don't understand why we are. I don't understand why we're even
Having
having
this
this conversation because I feel like
I feel like
why do
not
you
one
why
single-
why is
Why
it the
not?
other side of the table is telling us to heterosexualize
to get
No,
over it.
just to be a part
No,
of
no,
main
no. No,
just
no,
to
no,
be
that's
and
not
when
what
I
we-
say
that's not what
and
we
when-
said.
no
I
no
know
no
what you're
no
talking about.
isn't that
But these are the type
yes
of conversations
exactly
that we have.
but
at
assimilation
Who told you to
assimilation
heterosexualize?
Nobody told you that.
assimilation
That's how you want to take it.
well isn't that what assimilation
Define assimilation
No.
for me.
okay that is part of becoming
Can
of
we-
the
I think
mainstream
we all need
culture
to focus on becoming less contrarian and try and understand what the other person's
No,
trying
Yeah.
to say.
right, but I cannot sit here and just say, okay, let's just stay where we were and let's not do anything.
No,
but
I'm
still say we
okay
want
with
Carlos,
either-
nobody is.
no one is
fucking
saying that.
either.
But what about your identity? Are you worried about losing?
Okay, Joel is just lamenting the fact that the more we become assimilated, the more we lose.
The more
our
heterosexual we
institutions.
get?
the more heterosexual that we get
No.
honestly the
Assimilation
more
means to
we
be
become
heterosexual.
we become heterosexual except we just like sleeping with the same gender that's exactly what we become and if that's what you want that's fine
Well,
I'm
I don't-
that's
That
part of
couldn't be the-
mainstream that is a part of
That
assimilation
is
and that
not
is a
gonna
part
make you
of
straight.
mainstream
Okay, but listen-
society.
I think it's
Listen
good
to what
have,
you
I
just
think it's
said.
good
Yes,
to have a
exactly.
culture. I think it's good to have a culture. It's good to have a singular culture that you can identify with. So when you have issues that pertain to
American culture. We're all part of a melting
could,
pot.
could
my
I
God.
express something without you intervening?
I'm not intervening. I interrupted.
It's good. It's good to have a culture that you identify with. So when you have issues, you can come back to who you are. We identify a lot by what our culture is.
Uh-huh.
When gay culture becomes assimilated, it'll be harder for us.
Now,
Why?
Let me tell you something. If when I came to
'Cause
the
that is
US,
just a part
I
of
didn't speak
American
any,
culture.
any English, and
Okay, so-
my culture and my customs were slightly different. But guess what? I embrace the fact that I am in America. I have become an American, and the fact I feel very proud that I can call myself a Mexican and an American, and that I have a little bit of both worlds, and that's what makes me me. There's nothing wrong.
And that is your
Yay.
identity.
So
And you
you
just
get
said
to
that.
keep
You said
two
that you're a
sides of you
Mexican
while
and
we
an
have to give up
American.
our gay
Yeah.
side.
And
Yay.
I'm
Who's
not
asking
saying
you to give up your
nobody's-
gay side?
You are.
Nobody. No, we're not.
Yes, you are.
We're just saying that there's nothing wrong.
And you're also
with-
saying that gay culture doesn't have a culture and it's not important. So let's just become heterosexual
didn't-
and call it a day. That is exactly what you're
That's kind
saying.
of what we're getting.
That's the point that you're
That's
making.
what you're getting. So then give me an example other than sleeping with men, because that has yet to happen. I have yet to hear an example from either of you of gay culture.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
Okay.
You want an
so
example
names,
of gay culture?
Carlos, can you give me an example of something that would represent Hispanic culture?
Hispanic culture,
Just something, anything.
Dia de los Muertos.
No, I got
Perfect,
it. I
a
got
holiday.
it. No, I got it.
A holiday.
I mean, okay, I
Okay.
got it. But my gay culture is going to the club.
So you don't get to do any more of that.
Well, straight
If you
people also go
assimilate.
to the club.
Okay, you're being very
You're,
obtuse.
you're
I'm
and
not.
very Borg-like. I
You're
feel
being
like that.
very Borg-like.
What you're saying is being gay is no longer important. Let's just be part of the normal
I'm not sure
society
that's what-
and call it a day.
No.
So
Oh,
basically,
what
that
I'm
is
saying-
what
Yes,
you're
because I wanna
saying.
just get
Because
treated like
American
another
society,
person.
American society is more important. So let's just everybody
you
get
live
rid of
in
their
America?
cultures. Everybody in America get rid of all
Nobody's
your
saying that.
cultures
What we're saying
and
is
become a
that-
part of the American society.
What we're saying
Right.
is
Gay
that
culture is
in
art.
life-
It's music.
No.
It's
No.
yeah, it is.
it's everything
What
that
do you
is
mean?
unique. It's our history.
What is unique about
It's
gay
our
art?
history. It's
It's everything that gay people have
they-
created.
Do they make different art than straight people?
Yes,
they do
Like
because
what?
it
What
is
the-
talking.
What is specific
I'm sorry, but I've been.
I
to
don't
galleries,
really.
What is
and it's
specific?
not that big of a difference.
To gay
So
art.
let's
Okay,
just
this
let's
is
just
what
get
I'm-
rid of everything. Like I said, let's just get rid of everything that is
No.
You're being a
gay.
baby.
Not at all.
Let's
What
get
I'm
rid of
saying-
gay
You're not listening to what I'm
history.
saying.
Let's get rid of.
Time out. We went.
You're not
way
listening to
too
what I'm
far.
No,
saying.
I understand what you're
You're
saying.
saying.
There's
'Cause-
nothing
No,
particular
but
about
nobody wants
gay
to hear
arts.
what the other person has to say because they want. They're getting. We all are getting defensive. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is that I see our gay culture, and I say that in parentheses because it's expanding. Is
It's a
going,
lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle,
Which is different
and
than
it
culture.
is actually.
Actually, it's not. It's not different.
It's
I can kind of see it where it can be both. But anyways, we are transitioning. We are expanding.
Yeah, 'cause we're
and
not
we
gonna-
just have to accept it. So in life, we're never going to have everything. We're going to have to gain something. You sometimes have to lose something.
You know
Yes.
what? Let's go back to getting dragged behind pickup trucks because that was better. Right?
yay.
That was better.
Can we go back?
No,
yeah,
no,
thank
no,
you.
no.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go back to
let's
that.
go back that. Yeah,
Right,
let's go
because
back
you
to
guys
that.
both grew up in neighborhoods
So,
and environments
because-
where that, seemed
Oh,
like a
I'm
non-issue,
sorry.
I
So
guess.
in order to give up being dragged behind a truck, we'll just become a part of normal society.
Oh,
Yay.
yes, exactly.
Yay! So we can't be gay anymore. Yay! So
What is
normal
that?
society.
You're going to
So
the
let's get rid of the word gay, and we're just part of
Oh,
normal
let me tell you,
society.
you know what,
No. I'm being
the
laughed
same
at
way-
and mocked, and I'm getting really pissed off right now. So
I'm
I'm
getting
just
pissed
going
off
to
as
stop.
well.
I'm just going to stop because we need to take a
It's
break.
not the point at all.
We need to take a break. We need to take a
That's
break
our 30
because
minutes,
it is
y'all.
Getting real.
it's
Okay,
getting
guys, it is
real,
getting
real.
No, but let
It
me
is
tell you,
getting
I
real,
love it
real.
because this is the type of shit
Yeah,
that
exactly.
happens on Thanksgiving
This is
dinners.
exactly that happens on.
I have
That's
not
why
seen
this is
Joe-
the Thanksgiving Day
I have
episode.
not seen
We
Joe-
have alcohol, we have Thanksgiving, and we have an argument that
joking.
no one's going to ever
Can I
agree
say I have
on.
not seen Joe pissed off. And
Yeah,
I think
I
I'm
know.
seeing
I
him
know.
pissed off.
No, but I just want to
I'm
say
okay
that
with
before
that.
we go into, at the end of the day, regardless of whether we agree or not, I have a lot of respect for every single one of you.
I do too.
I don't think
this
that-
is kind of a good conversation.
I don't think anyone said be straight.
no,
Just and
definitely
as-
not. But
and
let it
okay,
go. Let it
if
go.
you-
We're going on a
okay,
break.
so-
We're going on a
Cut those
break. Let it
bitches
go.
off.
Let
it
the-
go.
let's
assimilation
cut these
does not
bitches
mean
off.
heterosexual.
Let's cut
No.
these bitches off right
What about
now.
we cut you?
We're taking a break. We'll be
Alrighty.
back in just a minute. And now we're back.
Yay!
We had to have some time to
Relax.
cool down, to relax, to breathe.
Circle jerk.
We Went and got some turkey, some wild turkey.
101.
101.
Good old 101. That was Grandma's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It is Grandma's favorite, actually.
Mm-hmm. So let's have a little. Let's everybody take a breath.
Let's have a little like
That sounded more like
some closure
like I
for
was
that
releasing.
topic.
Okay. Let's not have closure for that. Let's just move on from that topic
Yes.
and
See,
get
and-
into something happier
and there
and
you-
more fun.
There you are. That is gay culture. That's a perfect example of gay culture.
Can I stab you?
That,
Yeah, can I?
Is there
Yeah,
something
please
I
go
can?
ahead.
Somebody please stab him.
that's all he wanted. I mean, my ex did the same thing to me. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
he just left it behind and got into something funner
So that's
and newer.
gay culture for you.
More fun.
That's actually most men.
It's the best. It's the best example that's been put on the table
I
by
feel like-
the
That's
opposing
actually
party.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Okay.
no parties.
Okay, can we honestly move on, Pete?
We're gonna bring this down a notch.
Yes, please.
Yes, let's please move this on.
I was talking about my mic.
And the funny thing is that I asked everybody what they were going to be doing for Thanksgiving.
And we just went
And we
all
just went
around.
all around. We
Oh.
deflected. We went all around.
There was a
No.
huge. This was a huge deflection.
I know.
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly
Oh,
Yeah,
what
we-
happened?
But we subconsciously
And we projected.
And we projected exactly how
Exactly what we're
tomorrow
gonna be
is
doing
going
tomorrow.
to, how
Just-
Thursday is going to be.
Yeah.
Of course,
Today
for those
for y'all listening.
today for y'all listening. Yes, but we're recording on a Wednesday. But
Well, Can I say what I'm doing for my Thanksgiving?
what are you doing for your
Yes.
Thanksgiving? Mm-hmm.
Well, the morning I'm spending with my roommate, who's my best friend, and we're just gonna hang out and have Thanksgiving stuff. And then I'm going over to my brother's with his wife, and she's cooking for her whole family, and we're hanging out. So
Well,
I'm
you
splitting
said
it,
for the
yeah.
whole family?
Their family.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
And
that's it. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are in California.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I normally
Mm-hmm.
would spend Thanksgiving with.
I thought they were in Tahoe.
Sacramento, El Dorado Hills, sort of.
Oh,
LA.
okay. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So they're traveling or they live there now?
They live in El Dorado Hills. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going home to, well, I don't know if that's home for
so
you, but
last time I traveled 6 months ago, I have health issues, and when I was there, I was having major health issues, so I'm kind of nervous to travel again.
Mhm.
Elevation.
Part of it was elevation, yeah, because we were
the
in Lake
oxygen
Tahoe.
concentration is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
sorry if I keep on coughing, but I'm a little under the weather.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here, but yeah.
In steamy, humid Houston, still rocking our
Actually, the
80-degree
weather
weather.
is
It's just one day it's 70 degrees, the other day, the next day is 40 degrees. And of course, Smart Carlos went clubbing, well, actually bar hopping. I danced for a whole hour at Blur. Of course, I was sweating as a mother. And then I get out in 40 degrees without a jacket.
Wait, you danced for an hour?
Gay
Yes.
culture.
I thought it was like an
No, I danced for-
evening.
No, I danced for a whole hour.
Okay.
Oh, I can dance.
At Blur, but then Eve
At
was
Blur.
dancing the whole rest of the evening too, weren't you? 'Cause
Oh,
you,
I was-
you guys went all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
But that was
We
just
sure
one
did.
location you danced at.
Yeah, that's just one place. We were at JR's, then we were at Hamburger Mary's, we were at Blur, we were at Eagle.
I think that's awesome. I'm always like, go get it, Carlos. Yeah, do it.
So I love dancing.
Dancing's
Love
awesome.
dancing.
I love Cristal.
Wait,
Oh,
you guys went
yeah,
to
the
Cristal,
music is really
right?
good.
Wait, what's
Chris-
Cristal?
Cristal is a quote unquote Hispanic, type of gay club.
Oh, I've been there. Oh, I have a good
It's
time
nice
there.
because it has. I think it has a really good mix of straight people and gay people.
Not really.
No,
Really?
not really.
Not really.
Just
No.
a ton of
But-
girls. Just a lot more girls there
There's a
who
little
are
bit
not
of
gay.
well, in most and it's funny because in most Hispanic clubs you see more girls than guys.
Are they lesbians?
Yes, and in this one they are. Now the whole thing is the place is as raunchy as it can get, but the freaking music is good.
What do you mean good?
Good as in
Good as in
they play
Tejano music?
No. They play a little bit of everything. So they do reggaeton. They do a little bit of R&B. They do a little bit of top 40s
Okay.
kind of with a mix, and then they do all Latin rhythms. They do a little bit of salsa, a little bit of bachata,
Wow, that
a little
sounds
bit.
And they have different
awesome.
rooms there
I
too, don't
love
they?
it. Huh?
They have different rooms at Cristal still, don't they?
No, not
It's
anymore.
like the main dance floor, and then there's
Not
that one in
anymore.
in the back.
The one in the back is closed now.
Bummer.
It's just a
That was
bathroom.
my favorite
That-
one.
Yeah, that used
I'm
to be
sure
nice.
it was.
Now, nothing really happened back there. Not at all. But that club closes, I mean, that bar closes around, I think, 4 or 6 in the morning. So 2-3 weeks ago, I went there with some friends, and we were out there till 4 in the morning. And this time around, we were only out till like 2.
And it's like right next to my house, and I didn't get one text message from Carlos on his way.
You're that person.
Yep.
Just saying, like, if you're coming out of my neighborhood, give me a call.
Well, the whole thing is
I don't want you
that
to you have to bring me out,
then I go, I
anywhere
get the
else,
whole
but if you're coming by my
lecture
house.
about I'm a broke bitch, and then I'm like, okay, do you want to go or not? But then the whole thing about
But I didn't get invited, so
yeah, it's just that
Carlos is
telling all.
a blooming flower. Let him bloom.
Oh, I bloomed a long time ago.
There goes that defense. You got another one, Chris?
He's a butterfly. Let him
a
butterfly.
It's just I have a whole bunch of friends from everywhere, and I go out with everybody, so I make time for
Like,
everybody.
oh my God, you're so amazing.
Because if I were to bring Pinky, then then he's gonna
He
take
just started tiptoeing, y'all.
he's gonna take some of my
Are you about to get
attention
racist?
when I need to focus on other friends too.
No, I got you. Yeah. You're needy.
I'm not even close to remotely
No,
needy.
I don't think he's needy.
I'm just kidding.
Every time you and I go out, Spunkmeyer,
You drop him
I
like
think,
a
I, think,
fly.
I think you could hardly call me needy, considering you leave me at the
one
bar
favor I do have
every single time I go out with
Spunkmeyer, that once
every single time.
Hey, I got
but hey,
I
Spunkmeyer,
got popper fiends to deal with.
I just have a favor to ask. Once you get wasted, if you're gonna offer drinks and you go to the bar,
Bring
and
them the fuck
bring
back
them
out to the
back,
patio.
because then you come back and we ask you like, where are the drinks? And you're like, get your own fucking drinks. What you fucking offer?
It's like, that's not needy. That's just like what happened to him. He left 45 minutes ago, and he offered to buy a round of drinks, and we're all sitting outside with no drinks,
Yeah,
waiting on Chris to come back.
you've done that a couple of times.
And then he's all snugged up next to Gramps, and
Yes.
he's like,
Oh, last time I was talking shit about you because I said,
Oh my God.
no, but it was actually on the air if I'm not mistaken. So I was talking
Look at
about
me,
that
I
you
know.
So
are
you
an equal
talked
opportunity.
shit already about me on the air, and
Yes,
now
I
you're
love
going to
it.
say the same thing.
Yes, of course, because now you're here.
Oh.
I like to say, what I don't mind hiding what I say. So I mentioned something about that you're an equal opportunist for everybody out there when it comes to sex, whether they're tall, short, chubby, skinny. But when
Me?
it comes to actual dating, you prefer certain type of characters.
I don't know if that.
I have literally not have sex with anybody.
No, I
in
know. I'm not saying that you have had
decades.
sex.
Decades.
Well,
See, you're not a contrarian
No.
then, Chris.
Millennia.
You're a.
I thought
You
you
know,
just
you're
got
not getting any.
You just got kicked out of some bar for sexual activity.
No, I think.
Unsanctioned sexual
wait.
activity.
No,
yes.
that wasn't him. That
no, I
was
did
me.
get kicked out of bars.
I
that
got
wasn't-
kicked.
That was not you.
Okay.
That was.
Oh yeah, because
It
I
was
did.
him.
Yeah,
No, I did.
because Randy will tell you the story that
Oh,
No,
but
Rip
that was
cord.
like yesterday.
That was like
yeah.
40
This just
years
Yeah.
ago.
happened,
No,
like, less
that
than a
was
month ago.
not 40 years ago. That
I
was
said-
literally just a few months ago when I hung out with Randy.
What? You went
And-
You got
to
so
the board?
offended because you felt like you didn't do anything and blah blah blah. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his.
You went to
situation.
Ripcord?
Yes.
Where was
Yes.
I?
Oh,
Went with
now
the
who's being
Ripcord.
needy? You
Yes,
didn't get
we
an
went to
invite. Who's
Ripcord.
feeling needy now?
I've only,
I'm not-
and I'm gonna be very honest. I've only done sexual activity at a bar once in my life. At George's.
Oh, in
the
public, you
patio.
mean?
No,
Like
it
at a
was,
bar.
It was out. There was nobody there.
No, I'm just saying.
Maybe
You
just
said
the
for
cameras.
the only time in your life.
Yeah, it's the only time that I've ever done that.
So you've never done anything sexually in your life other than what you did at George?
At the bar?
Okay.
No.
That's what I was saying. I was just clarifying for everyone.
Yeah. No, I've only done public, if you will.
Right.
Once in my life at George. That's it.
I did that once at George.
Do you want a hand clap?
Do you want a hand clap for
No.
that?
Did you get the clap?
Huh? I got no. I
Oh, thank goodness.
No.
I've got kicked out twice from Ripcord already for being nasty.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing?
And it
And
wasn't my
Ripcord
fault.
is supposed to be the
Oh.
place where you
It
can
was
be
not your
nasty.
fault.
Good
People want
Lord.
at me.
And you decided to take down your pants.
No, I'm not gonna deny someone the pleasure. I mean, come on.
But there's places. Oh my god.
Don't hurt your arm.
I'm not going to.
I think I want to clink my glass to you because I feel the same way. I'm like,
If
what
you
am I
wanna-
here
if you wanna
for?
please yourself on my
Exactly.
cock,
Go for
See,
it.
guys,
I'm not gonna.
then you're not causing me pain.
There you have it, people.
so-
You are listening to two of God's gifts
Mm-hmm.
to gay humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
Well, I guess
The writers of the
straight
gay
humanity
culture.
too, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord. The
Don't go down that
author-
road again.
Anyways, cheers for being here,
Mm-hmm.
being amongst friends. The
Mhm.
fact that we can fucking
Cheers,
argue and
Mhm.
still be
Oh,
You
civil.
said
She's just
Yeah.
knocking that
Cheers.
mic.
oh, you're a mess.
You're a
She's
mess,
knocking that
girl.
mic.
I
Oh, my
love
goodness.
it
Mhm.
because this sounds like family.
Mhm.
Like seriously, it sounds like family where we love each other but we hate each other, and it's all good at the end of the day.
Can I say something?
Oh, where's your? Hold on. Cheers. I need you to
It's
cheer
bad
with
luck
me.
to
Okay.
cheers, and I'm glad.
Can
Oh,
I
I
say
didn't know it was
something?
empty.
Can I say something?
I'm not superstitious.
Sometimes on the concept of Thanksgiving, sometimes I am so thankful that I have you guys in that chat
Mm-hmm.
where if I'm having a bad time, I can come to that
crack you up.
chat and someone has said something.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be something there.
There's a 50 nothing but gift conversation going on.
According to the elders, there's what's his name? David. What?
Mm-hmm.
GIFs.
Yeah, there's nothing but gifs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny. He's not even. He was talking. I think he
Wait,
mentioned
is
something
it
about
GIFs?
No, it's not.
it's
Gifs.
gifs. It's gifs. That's what they're called.
Yeah, because that first word in the acronym is graphic.
Yeah,
G-
graphic.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, he's not even in the chat.
You almost
though.
had it
And
all the way
He knows
there,
about
Chris.
our gifts
Mm-hmm.
and how that chat is handled.
Mm-hmm.
So who talks to him about it? Is that Mr. Joel? Is that Mr. Tatum?
I think
Yes.
I think it's
Yes, it
So you
is.
bitch about us with David.
Oh.
David,
I-
and
I mean,
need to
we-
call us whenever he's doing that.
Okay, you know what? First of all, there is nothing wrong with a little side chat, if you know what I mean. There is absolutely
Oh.
nothing wrong with that.
Thank you.
It doesn't mean I love you any less. It just means that sometimes you might annoy me a little
Another
bit.
perfect example of gay
And
culture.
I need
Excuse
to,
me.
you know
The
what? You,
fact that I'm
excuse me.
confident.
Stop with that. Just
Oh,
stop.
shit.
But we need to, yeah. So the thing is that
Park
sometimes
that.
you
Park
want
it.
to
Park
it.
it, bitch.
just
Cattiness,
yes,
it's a thing we do.
mhm.
Yeah, we
Park
well,
it-
You two been
I'm
Park it in the garage.
I'm
Take the
doing-
keys out of the car and go into the house.
I'm
You
doing-
are
I'm
done.
doing your work for you. Next time
Mhm.
when you're, on that tirade, you can bring up examples of
Okay, fuck.
Okay, you know what?
So no.
this.
I'm just doing you a favor. I'm just
Okay,
helping you
throw
out.
that
this.
shit out.
You know what? I don't understand how you could just. We can't just move on. You really just have to keep going with that. I don't.
It's topical.
understand why you want to keep going with that.
But
It's topical.
Yeah.
Spockmeyer said
Mhm.
he wanted to talk about what he does for Thanksgiving, and I think
And we did
keep on
that.
Coming to
Mhm.
well,
Well, he did that, but I asked everybody at the
Yeah.
table what
Okay,
they
okay.
were doing.
so this Thanksgiving again, I'm spending it with family. We're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
at my sister Patty. Now I don't know if y'all remember, I mentioned the fact that some of my sisters get a little dramatic every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently already one is threatening not to show up. And of course I was like, oh, I ain't paying fucking attention to that. It's like, if you want to show up, show up. If not, but she just wants attention, period. That's what I think.
How old
So,
is she?
fucking old.
How old are you, Chris?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't say
I'm
that because she's
45.
younger than
You look so good for 45.
yeah. You look sexy for 45. Anyways,
didn't say that.
all of my siblings, no, I
That's like
did
a
say.
back. Is that?
And
I hear it all the time.
okay. Anyways,
You look,
It was a little left-handed, yes, Chris.
yes.
you
I
look
hear it
good
all
for
the
being
time.
old as fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a.
Yeah.
That's a.
Well, you're not there yet.
You're
How
hot,
old
but
are
you're
you,
like
Joel?
super old.
No. Okay, so I'm sorry. My
Exactly.
sisters are not.
But you're
super
still
old
hot for
because
being
You
super
said
old.
super old.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I like being 45.
No, but my sisters are over 50.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
all of
that's
them.
hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Well, I mean,
Oh
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's
Carlos.
true.
there are 50-year-olds that I mean, I've dated a 55. So no, but
what?
anyways,
At what age have you not dated?
Oh Lord, I'm gonna have to get up from the table again.
you can go ahead and
Okay, no, I'm
want me to
not.
move?
No,
Just make
no,
sure-
no, no,
okay,
no,
okay.
Okay.
no.
As
Because
in,
wanna
if
make
do
sure
whatever
you're
you
no,
want.
no, no, because if I get up from the table, first of all, I'm gonna knock a bitch down before I get to the.
Oh shit! Wow.
Wow.
I'm
Bitches.
on the younger
And
side
then,
of folks at the
yes,
table. I'm very spry.
Knock that one down.
Mhm. No, that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Because I have to get past her to get to where I need to
y'all
go.
are the
Which is why I
producer-
think-
Why-
Okay,
why
y'all
are you
are,
trying to
y'all are the
slap me?
producers.
But that's why I
Liz,
said you
y'all
need
need
me
to
to
get
move
your
out of the
shit
way.
together.
Yeah.
Join
Because
us.
if y'all don't have your shit together, we don't have our shit together.
No, we have our shit together.
It's like your mom and dad.
No, we have our shit together.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Daddy
we're-
likes them young and
Quit
blonde.
with your
Well,
assimilation, okay?
with blue
We're
hair.
dad and dad.
Okay.
Okay.
Mom and dad.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
mama.
Quit
All right.
heterosexualizing it.
Daddy. Oh, we have two daddies. I forgot. They,
So-
have, they both have
Are we
ding
done
dongs.
with you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess.
Yes, we're done with you. Pinky.
So what are you
What?
doing?
I am spending the day. So far, I'm spending the day at home with the dog. I may hit up the grocery store early on to replace all the groceries, since my prick of a roommate ex cut the breaker that the refrigerator was on and
Oh,
spoiled all my food, my groceries that I bought for
Oh,
Thanksgiving
no.
dinner.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pinky.
So
I
you're not gonna.
appreciate
go-
you for
Oh,
appreciate you
Pinky.
asking.
I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible.
Well, you know he's a prick.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Are you spending time
Most
with
most of
Mumbles?
good thing that most of the time or most of Thanksgiving dinner is dry goods.
You have
Oh,
such
wow.
you have such a good attitude
I
about
know.
it. If I was in your situation, I would be like freaking the fuck out, or I would just be I would walk in the door and I'd be like so fucking mopey.
Bitch would have got shot.
Yes.
That's all it is
But
to
you're
it.
just- I
Bitch
would
would have
just
got
fucking
shot.
like-
Would have gotten shot already.
Bitch would have gotten shot,
Okay,
and
but-
I would have told the police. Well, he cut off my refrigerator,
Well, and the
spoiled
thing
all
is-
my food. So yeah, I shot him. I didn't
You
kill
just-
him.
hey,
I
you
shot
just-
him in the
You
leg.
walk in all chipper and hey, what's up?
Well,
But he got
the-
shot.
The thing is, like, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just a matter of like my brain cannot compute where this person's head is at to do the things that this person does. Like, you're 50 years old. Like, you're a very, very, very grown,
Individual.
in age individual.
Individual. Leave it at that.
The number does not
And the-
account for the maturity.
Sometimes that
I
makes
keep
sense.
telling you that, and you don't listen.
You should have an expectation of how mature that person is.
That expectation should have already been
But
thrown out the
sometimes it
window.
makes you
I
more-
understand that. I understand
Throw
that.
that expectation out the window and
Age
keep it
doesn't
low.
equals-
I understand that. As far as this person is
Mm-hmm.
concerned, like, I understand that now. I'm dealing with a toddler as far as all that's
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
concerned.
but
like
here-
the breaker box,
Mm-hmm.
and I said something to him. I was like, you cut the refrigerator off, and like the entire freezer defrosted, and everything in the refrigerator is bad.
Are we talking about the main refrigerator or just
The main
one?
refrigerator, not
What?
not my mini one. It's like the breaker box.
Oh no, just put that in the box. I'll
The
get it
breaker
later.
box is fucking labeled. Because he like shrugged his shoulders. He's like, I didn't know. I had to figure out which one was, this, that, or the other. And it's like, well, you didn't mean to turn off the refrigerator, but you shut off. I mean, it's written. There's a panel on the breaker panel that has labels on it.
So I have a question.
This
for
is a new level of pettiness I have
moving-
never heard
Exactly.
of. I mean, this is just pettiness, and this really, honestly, this is more. And I'm gonna have to be brutally honest here. This is more on the fact that you guys' relationship, was terrible. You had a terrible relationship,
Absolutely. I
and you're
completely
still
blind to
having
that.
a terrible relationship, and I
Our
do not
relationship
understand.
Is over.
But we
No,
cut.
but as long as you're living in that house, your relationship is still going on.
It's not a
You have a
relationship,
terrible
It's not a
relationship.
necessarily.
Right.
It's not
It's
a
a
relationship. It's a
cohabitation.
marriage.
It's a marriage.
It's
Mm-hmm.
a marriage. It is a marriage. In this case.
And with
It's
anything,
a common law marriage.
Right, and with anything that binding and the contentions that I'm dealing with, yes, that is a difficult situation. But there's not. It has been made so that there's not very much I can do about that in the immediate, given the
And I feel like is it
And he
maybe
knows-
it's a little
He knows that.
Is it a little too personal to be talking about openly on a
No.
podcast? Because, like I said,
I don't think
No,
so.
because
Ask me what I was
but
somebody's
you
doing
know,
gonna relate
and I'm not
to
saying. And
him.
by the way, I'm not saying that
nothing
in.
is too personal for
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah, so I'm not saying
And I
anything
wouldn't-
bad
it
about
would
that.
be-
I'm just
no.
saying that
Right. I
hear
your
you.
relationship is terrible.
Right.
It is
It
the
is.
No,
worst
and we-
thing I have ever heard in my life.
and we get
There
it,
are
right.
levels of petty that I cannot.
No,
But it
I
is
get it, I
not
get it.
abnormal. It is not abnormal.
It's not
Shit
normal,
happens,
and we
and
should be
people
talking
sometimes
about
take
it.
We should be
shit
talking about
Because
it.
there are
Like
people who
this.
put up with
Mm-hmm.
what
They
I'm
put up
putting
with
up
that.
with, and I'm
And we
here
don't
to
want
tell
people to think we live these ideal lives.
No,
we
we
live these
don't. We're
fucking
just
normal,
real
people.
fucking real
Yeah.
lives.
shitty,
Shitty,
we
terrible
have, we have
lives.
shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying
Oh, we
our
do,
lives
we do,
are
we do.
shitty, but we have
Right.
shit happen.
It's
Yeah,
right.
true.
It's real life,
Mm-hmm.
and there's somebody out there who could potentially be putting up with the same issues.
Mm-hmm.
Don't.
And I'm here to tell you, you know, Pinky, live and living color, it's nothing short of abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And if you
And I'm sorry you're going through that, Pinky.
and I'm, you know, and it's less about sympathy votes and anything like that. It's just
No.
a more of like,
He's not trying
you know,
to.
no,
give
I
you sympathy votes,
understand.
though.
I understand.
He's trying to.
I just mean
He's
anyone
trying-
listening. I don't want them to interpret it as that because
No one thinks
I
that.
am surviving this. Right. This is not.
And you're putting on a fucking chipper face while you're doing it.
And
This is survival? Because, Pinky,
yeah,
I don't
I
understand.
mean, if
why
I
you-
wasn't, if
I
I
just
wasn't
don't
surviving,
understand.
I wouldn't be able to make it here every week. I wouldn't be able to, you know, have accomplished the things I
I
have.
would say you're
amidst
getting
that.
by. For sure. You're surviving, yes.
Right, I'm surviving. I'm not existing necessarily.
But-
This isn't you know, what I view a life to be full of. You know, but there was so much of that that crashed and burned. You know, amidst that relationship really coming to its anticlimactic or climax. I guess I guess it's still a climax in a story, even if it is bad.
Going back to
Yeah.
you know what you're
The
doing.
pinnacle,
to,
the peak.
It's a climax.
Yeah. So going back to what you're doing, so you say you're gonna be with your dog and probably
Yes, my
cook for
baby Riken.
yourself. And do you have any alternatives as to where you?
I
can
do. I have
go
gotten
or the-
several invites from friends that I may later on in the day take
Consider?
advantage of. I just don't get to spend enough time with my dog as it is. So,
Take your
and I
dog
miss him.
wherever
That-
you go.
well, I ride the bus,
Mm-hmm.
so that's hard.
True.
I ride the bus too. I love it though, actually.
It's very interesting.
I'm all about the
I have
bus.
taken-
Me too.
I-
I like riding
It's a
the bus.
fucking roller coaster, dude.
I-
These Houston streets
I
is like,
avoid-
boom,
Especially if you
boom,
sit
boom.
way in the fucking back.
Yeah,
It
dude,
like
it's
slingshots you almost
hardcore.
to the roof.
And there's a lot of hot guys on the bus.
You know,
I've seen
Chris,
so much dick on the bus. It's ridiculous.
I would be really curious about who those guys are if I didn't know what
What?
oh
you didn't
man,
know
what is the
what?
word? The bouquet of men that you find attractive is a very varied bouquet.
What?
Like it's hard to like for
The
example.
spectrum is just so
like what is
vast.
your type?
What is my type?
Yeah.
I have a wide variety.
Well, what is your type? Like, what is your variety?
He's all about the poo-poo platter, apparently.
I don't. What does that mean?
A little bit of everything.
I tend to be attracted to slightly ugly guys.
You know,
Nothing wrong with that.
and it's I would say like
If ugly is
stereotypically
sexy to you,
like.
who is everybody
Yes.
else?
But what is
Just
ugly?
Sexy.
But what is ugly? Ugly is a matter of taste.
I tend to be attracted to guys that are a little bit outside the norm.
Right. The magazine pretty men.
Oh, I'm not into that at all.
No, I know, but that's what I mean. You're outside of those kind of guys.
Right. But also, I'm attracted to sort of a person who looks like they have
Substance.
an interest. No, well, substance is always good, but more like an interesting background or an interesting experience. Being as a writer, as an artist, I'm more
That-
attracted to.
That gentleman.
I'm
that
more attracted to experience
characters.
and a new character than actually more so than anything
that man
else.
I met in the bathroom at George was definitely a character.
Are you talking for me?
I'm talking about the gentleman the last gentleman you left me at the bar.
Oh,
The popper fiend.
Oh, the popper fiend. Did I leave you?
Yeah. Remember?
yeah, he called me
'Cause-
at 2 in the freaking morning.
Because you were
No,
all
he
worried
texted me. He
because
didn't
you
call
left
me.
your backpack.
I don't like.
He's like, I
dependents.
need an Uber.
Right.
Because Chris is like, oh
'Cause
no,
you were
go
supposed
with
to take
me.
him
Well,
home.
I'll Uber us home.
Yeah.
Don't ever.
Knowing I didn't have any damn money. Because I'm a broke ass bitch.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay, we've done enough Elliot bashing
Tatum. Tatum,
for
what are you
for
doing
the
for
evening.
Thanksgiving? Oh, you weren't even here.
I wasn't bashing Elliot.
I
Wasn't
can
getting
hear
bashed.
you.
I said that he
No,
was a
ma'am.
character.
I can
Your
hear
interpretation
you.
of things are not necessarily all that correct. But anyways,
Just
what
like
are
a
you doing
Gen
for
Xer.
Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What? Oh, I'm just actually. I had okay. So here is how my Thanksgiving was supposed to go. I was going to cook. I was going to have a bunch of people over, and we were just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy each other's company and that kind of thing. Then a couple of people decided they were going to work, and I said okay. And then the other people had, well, one of my friends lost someone, so she's going through mourning, so I didn't want to like infringe on that. So I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. So I'm just going to go to dinner, and I'm just going to have a relaxing evening at home.
Nice.
Because I have to go to work the next day anyway. But I'm just going to have a relaxing evening at home. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. So that's my thing. It sounds sad.
No, it doesn't.
It sounds
But-
marvelous,
You know how
actually.
many-
But actually, my brother came into the restaurant and surprised me. I do not like people coming to my work. I don't like my friends doing it. I don't like.
Note.
Yeah, I don't. I just do not like
So you
it.
don't see it as being
Okay,
supportive?
so don't do that.
Yeah,
Really?
no,
I don't like that
I don't
either,
like
actually.
that at all. I am at work and I need to focus on work. And when you're there, I'm
It
taking.
just distracts.
It's distracting. So I always tell my family and friends, don't come up to work. If you want to see me outside of work. But my brother decided to surprise me. He was at the VA down the road, so he decided to surprise me, which I was not thrilled about. But I had to put on that face. So I put on the face, and we actually had a nice time. And I hadn't seen him in a long time. But it's just one of my pet peeves. I just don't like people. Even people I were dating, I'm like, don't come up. If you're coming to pick me up, that's one thing. But if you're coming inside, no, don't do it. Because I don't want to. I don't have time for you. When I'm at work, I'm at work.
You want to do a quickie at work?
No.
Really?
Nope. I don't do any of that
I've
at
done
work.
quickies oh, never mind.
I didn't even. You know, when people
Back
would,
when you were a tow truck driver.
Right.
even when people would
that I
offer
ever
me drinks at the bar, my customers would, I want to buy you a shot and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, I'm working. I mean, I could put the shot to the side and have it after work, but which I can't do currently because my job doesn't allow that. But the fact of the matter is that it's just not my thing. And I will tell this to anybody who is listening: don't visit me at work.
Don't visit
You can
at
send
work.
me a text like anybody else, or if you say, "Hey, let's go have lunch," I can say yes. I can go. Let's go have lunch somewhere else outside of work because I just don't like people in my business.
Right.
So I
That
just,
makes sense.
yeah, I just don't like all my coworkers in my business going, "Who is that?" and blah blah blah. The last time Miss Marcus came up there and sat at the bar, and everybody's like, "Is that your boyfriend?" or blah blah blah. I'm like, "No, that's not my boy. Why y'all keep asking me? People can't come and visit me." Good Lord.
The fact that you don't like them to visit.
Yeah,
you, they
exactly.
don't visit
And
you.
I told Miss Marcus the same thing. If you want to come pick me up, just pick me up, but don't come inside. Well, ironically enough, it's time to take a break.
Oh wow.
It is time to take a break. So we're gonna.
Awesomeness.
So I'm gonna mark this down a little bit. There we go. It is now marked, and we're gonna take a break, and we will be right back to finish the last half of the show. And I hope you guys have had a good time because we have had a good time.
See you later.
And
Push the button.
I'm gonna push the button now. So you push the
Bye.
Miss Pinky. So when you push the button, you hold it down.
Mr. Producer.
We're in the last part of the episode. Hey, we're back. We're back.
We're gonna make
Yay,
it.
no body count.
Nobody
We are
can.
gonna make it.
Everybody's still alive. We're still
are.
doing our thing. We've already finished off a bottle of rum,
You sure?
which was,
Not drinking.
which was delicious.
You sure?
Which was it was delicious.
I'm sober.
I have
I've
to
got
be.
a slight buzz, but not really.
Yeah.
It's like, it's nice.
I have no buzz yet. Like, what's wrong?
Girl, you drink that.
I'm a
The
heavy
body
drinker.
has a tendency to accrue a tolerance.
I am very high tolerance.
Does that biologically? Yeah. Doesn't mean you're any less intoxicated, though.
Oh, I know.
They teach me that in my substance abuse class that I have to do.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm gonna throw something out here because I did listen to the last episode. For those of you who at the table who didn't think I listened to the last episode, but I did.
But you had no option.
Because I asked you and you said no.
No, I said I was editing it, so I have to listen to it. So yes.
But it's a little unfair though because.
Oy vey.
Oh, by the
But
way,
I wanted
There's
to-
nothing sexier than producers fighting.
I know, but I wanted
I don't find that sexy. I'm sorry.
I wanted to since it is
Sarcasm.
Since it is Thanksgiving, I wanted to bring up something that was brought up on last week's show, and let's just get into what you're thankful for this year.
Yay.
Do I have to a part deux for me?
Pardon?
Yeah, I guess you can do a part deux. If
I
you
could be a
wanna do-
part duh.
For me and Elliot, it'll be part one, but you know.
So,
Wait, you guys in your guys' holiday episode, you guys didn't cover what you were thankful for?
No, that episode was all about us.
No wonder they forgot about you guys.
We talked about you guys for like 2 minutes at the end, but it was all about us.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, it wasn't.
That's okay.
And
We
we had,
okay.
we had a good time doing
we
that
just talked
episode,
about
but yeah,
you
but
guys
it was
for
all
like 2
about
minutes
us.
at the
The
end.
episode was fun. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. It was fun.
We had fun on that episode, so that was.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Pinky, can you tell us how we're doing on?
Oh, you know what?
Statistics.
Let me just.
like which episode is doing
I'm
better.
pretty sure
and
that
so
the
on?
millennials smashed
It wasn't
the
smashed.
Gen Xers.
Wasn't smashed.
Well,
it was literally 2 episodes.
We're about
over.
to get live numbers.
2 episodes in half of the time.
No. I
It was
mean,
half of the time.
no. I mean that
You've
you're
been out there for 2 weeks.
24 and 22.
No,
The last time I checked.
Right.
plays and
But
downloads.
you has been out there for 2 weeks. Ours has been out there
For
for
1.
1 week. So half
Right.
of the time.
So we're at 9
So that means
and
this is
25 for plays and downloads, and the Gen Xers, the grown folks, are at 8 and 22
So in half of the time
in half the time.
we got there.
That's a good old spanking.
Okay.
What do you want me to say?
What do you want us to say?
The numbers have spoken for themselves. You guys don't have to
Okay.
say anything.
All right.
No, there's nothing.
Literally.
We just wanted to bring that up.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad that you're
So-
thankful for that.
So, we sure are.
Glad that
We,
you're
we
thankful
really
for
are.
that.
We really
So
are.
what are you thankful for?
And
Joel?
it's let's see. I am thankful that I have a great group of friends and Pinky.
Oh shit! Man, things just got.
The feeling's mutual, bitch.
Elliot, I think you're 92. Get
as
out
she
right
quoted
now.
on the last show, yes, I am the bigger drama queen. She just has a penchant for drama.
Yes.
She's still in the learning stages, honey. She'll get there.
# don't want to.
She'll get there.
Not an aspiration.
And if you heard the second half of the show, she's pretty much almost there. But the thing is that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that I get to do a podcast. This is my calling. This is my thing. So, and you guys have made this podcast so much fun. That includes you too, Pinky. You know I love you, Pinky.
Oh, I knew you were talking about me when you said fun.
No, no. I'm kidding. But I'm very thankful for.
Elliot, I think you're in. I need to run now. Like, just drop
Why?
and go.
Why?
I'm
You
just
want me
saying.
to drop my pants?
No. Oh hell no.
Oh, Lord.
They
There's
really wanna see-
Again?
there
we don't wanna
Elliot goes
see
with
the-
it getting his
Let me
mixed
ha-
signals again.
Okay, Elliot, let me have one more glass of rum, and I'll give you an answer to that.
What?
Oh my god.
Am I
No.
your
Why do you make it about whether we want you to drop your draws? I said we need to drop the mic and go because
Oh, I heard drop your pants.
You always hear drop your pants.
yes.
It could
You-
be something to do with
I
why
cannot-
you.
drunk,
You know,
and then he's
for
like,
the
"You
first
want
time
me?"
in
And I'm
my
like,
for the
"No, we
first time in my
don't."
life, there's someone worse than me when it comes.
You can stop sending in those HR complaints now, Chris. It's clear that you're just deliberately misunderstanding people's intentions.
Yes.
And trust me, I've been in HR so many times. It's ridiculous. so many times.
That that
In
doesn't
fact,
surprise me
one
one little
time,
bit.
in fact, one time I went into HR and then I had to go to the head of HR because I was in HR. And I literally was in HR. Literally. You can take that.
I always
That's a
get in
sexual
trouble.
reference. Yes, I literally was
Oh,
doing the
we
HR
are
director at
sure.
one point.
Oh,
Wow.
Mhm.
that's
So,
surprising.
Like your dick was
That's
in
not
his
really that
ass.
surprising if you know me.
The
If
number of times
There's
that
more
we've
than
put it
one
out on the
variety of
table.
yeah, if David and Marcus were here, they would go, yeah, that's her.
We
Are we,
know.
are we using human resources as an innuendo?
In this case, it was.
Okay, just checking.
Wow.
Okay.
He was a human.
I was
and
like, hold
used-
on.
I used him as a resource. So, yes.
Okay, that's you were in human
I
resources.
was in
human
human
resources.
resources.
Emphasis is everything when your show has no other context. You have to really show the emphasis.
Gay culture.
The gay culture is the context, bitch.
So,
That's a perfect example of how that wouldn't be illustrated over the air.
and you know what? Having the 4 that I started,
Shit, he just
I
counted.
guess I'm going to.
Are you about to
I
get
might be
emotional?
waxing a little emotional here.
Oh, shit.
After the debacle of the former show, and several
Debacle?
days,
I'm gonna get my sound effects ready.
laying in bed, because I thought that my podcasting days were over.
Here I come to see
know.
the day.
Having these guys at the table go, "Oh no, girl, bitch, get up out of that bed. We have a podcast to do, and we're just gonna start it all over and do something new."
Exactly. I said, you know how I feel about cinched sweatpants. Go put some clothes on.
And because one of you couldn't be here, and that was because you were going through a thing, Miss Pinky.
Oh.
You were,
I was going through a thing.
yeah, you were going through a thing at the time.
Yeah.
You know,
Domestic warfare.
Elliot and David did show up and say, "Get out of bed. It's that little gay talk show now. Let's do this show." So
That didn't happen until I showed up.
so that was
I was kind of like, okay, deal with it. Move
yeah
on.
yeah exactly. So
Yeah, 'cause I didn't make it to that podcast because I was at work and things got crazy. But I do remember sending a text like, "No, you got material. Just do this. You got this."
so yeah. So that was
You gotta roll. Whatever life gives you, you gotta continue.
yeah. You got to
on.
roll. You
You
got to
gotta roll
roll
with it.
And Miss Pinky and I sat down. We came up with a plan, and that's what we did. And that's
And you never.
that.
This sounds contrived, maybe, but you never know when what you're looking at first might seem like the worst thing in the world, but it could turn around and turn around
the
and to
best
become a
thing.
really good thing for you. Just keep your mind fucking open.
Yeah,
Like, Don't
exactly.
close your mind and get negative about it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this is
It's good to keep a mentality of gratitude and thankfulness, and that really informs your life. It can
Yeah, exactly.
really inform your life.
And not just that. That's what you're putting out there in the universe. That's the type of energy that you're putting out, and that's what you're attracting, which is moving on, getting better, lesson learned. Let's make life happen. Yeah.
so
And you really do attract that back. It's not. I don't never think of it like a metaphysical thing. It's more
yeah,
like
you really
it's
do
just
attract
a-
it back.
Really do.
a rational thing. Like
Which is
you-
why we're sitting at a table full of brand new equipment
True.
and why I have said let's stay the course. Let's do this. Yes, Miss
One
Pinky,
of-
I know you
one
will
of-
have something to say.
One of my biggest idols. He used to say this to infinity and beyond.
oh Jesus Christ!
He-Man.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
My
I
biggest
just threw something out there.
To infinity and beyond
To
is
infinity
not
and
He-Man.
beyond. I know it's not.
Okay. Ooh, you scared me and Elliot
Yeah,
there
no,
for a
no,
second.
no.
We're like,
I just
what
threw
in the
something out there.
fucking dog shit is he talking about?
Actually, no. He-Man's hot as fuck.
True.
So you're a Schwarzenegger? Oh, that's Conan. Never mind.
It's Conan.
Oh,
I
Conan
found-
is hot as fuck.
I'm sorry, I found Skeletor to be like, oh god,
But
his
actually,
body
no,
was
She-Ra,
amazing.
She-Ra's friend. There's
His
some-
body is amazing. That
Did
little
you ever watch
loincloth
She-Ra?
that he wears. It's just.
So
Oh, I love She-Ra. Are you
She-Ra,
serious?
No, her male friend is like topless.
Her male companion.
or something. He's hot. And he's
Now,
so
Are we
Some
talking?
people's-
Are we
Oh
talking
my
about
God,
the '80s version, or are we talking about the new version of She-Ra? Because
the 80s
Is
version.
there
the
a new
80s
version?
Yeah,
80s
there is a
version.
new
There's a
version
new
on.
version.
There is a new version
There's a
on
new of everything.
Netflix.
I don't watch TV, so I don't know.
Yeah, there is a new version on
Oh,
Netflix.
Really?
Now you're telling me that you didn't like She-Ra's boots?
Oh, I loved the
I
whole
don't
thing.
think was it a movie or a series?
No,
It was
a cartoon.
It was a cartoon series in the
Cartoon
80s.
series.
Well,
I
you
told you I
weren't.
don't
No,
watch fucking
well, he
TV.
wasn't old enough, so he wouldn't remember.
He was old enough.
He, wa-
No,
well, he was
see,
what,
I
2 or
remember
3?
I watched Ren and Stimpy
You weren't supposed to be.
when I
watching-
was a fucking kid.
You weren't
on
supposed-
Saturday morning.
Okay.
I was watching Ren and Stimpy.
And, you know, I watched
and
Ren and-
Monsters.
The history eraser button, bitch.
I watched Ren
Don't
and
pee on the
Stimpy as an
electric
adult,
fence.
and I realized, wait, kids shouldn't be watching this. This shit is
No, this shit
nasty.
is fucked up.
It's the
It's
only thing you.
fucked
It's
up.
the only way you could get a Generation X father to
is
watch
it-
cartoons with his son.
Isn't there a sequence where they're basically like fucking each other? Or did I just see
No,
that
that's
on
Cat
YouTube?
Dog.
That's cat dog.
What's cat? No, there's a Ren and Stimpy where he's like trying to saw wood.
Oh yeah, that was a.
Is that an actual is that
That's
an
a-
actual sequence?
That's a sexual reference.
They're trying.
Yeah.
He's trying to saw wood, and he's basically like fucking. What's his face up the ass?
Oh, maybe I don't. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
It
The other
was
one I
pretty,
loved
like,
was
blatant.
Ah Real Monsters.
What's the wait? What's that?
Ah Real Monsters with Icarus, Oblina, and Crumb.
I have no idea. What
Oh
that
my
is.
god,
no
best cartoon ever. It
Wait,
was
is that
amazing.
on Nintendo?
The
Or
transvestite principle.
Nickelodeon?
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Is that Nickelodeon?
It may have been Nickelodeon at the time before they went like super young with Nickelodeon.
Like Nick Jr.
No,
Well, you said super young, so that would
right.
be Nick Jr.
Nickelodeon in general used to have more kind of
See, when I
more
started
cartoons that you would color Cartoon Network.
when I was growing up,
immaturity.
Nickelodeon had weird shit like the Third
Right,
Eye.
exactly, and then it
They
then
had
it went
really
super
weird
young.
shit.
See, when I was growing up, I had cable, so I would just. Have,
I didn't have cable
I
either,
had
but somehow I,
He-Man and Tom and Jerry and Betty Boop and
Betty Boop.
yeah, I loved it.
well,
Betty
somehow I saw.
What about Felix the Cat? He was probably still on then too.
have no idea
in
who
black
that
and
is.
white.
But anyways,
I have.
He-Man
Is that a joke?
Yes, because he's from
the
exactly the same era as Betty Boop.
school.
Yeah, because I'm like Betty Boop.
Baby,
Where did you watch Betty?
Thank you. That's what I like to know.
I saw Betty Boop on like old 1940s cartoons, but
Whoa.
not during the week.
Felix the Cat was actually newer.
My
You
sister
guys
used to
grew up
get
with some good animation.
I
films,
wa-
like Batman.
Yes.
That was some good
Batman,
shit.
Batman
Like the
Beyond,
movie.
Yes.
Oh, and Casper the Friendly Ghost.
X-Men was a great animated series.
Okay,
at the time.
Oh, I used to
Carlos,
watch.
really? How old are you, girl? Casper the Friendly Ghost. That's like from the 50s and 60s, girl.
Yeah, I know.
Girl.
But no, that there's
Girl,
new generations.
Casper the
of
Friendly
cartoons.
Ghost has had like a new coming out all the time.
Yeah.
Have they? Because
Yeah.
I didn't like the first one, so I didn't. I
He's
wasn't a
talking
big
about the
fan.
one with the big globy head and the
Yeah.
the skinny
Yeah.
and the fat brother.
I know about the Christina Ricci live action
When I
version
was
of
a
The
teenager,
live
when-
action-
When I saw that movie.
Right. It before the live action movie, there was that
Oh,
whole
and
like
Thundercats.
which,
few years it was
Thundercats,
on.
Thundercats.
which he's
Oh
As a
wait, what was
new-
that one about the barbarian and he's on another planet, but he's really an android or something? Do you remember that?
are you talking about Silverhawks?
Oh, I used to watch Silverhawks.
Oh, I love Silverhawks. Especially when the villain would transform. His transformation was amazing.
I don't know what you're talking
And now we're talking about season 10 of Drag
Yes,
Race.
that's nerd
Her,
out.
her transformation was fabulous.
That is true.
I can't tell if his transformation or Mumra's transformation was better.
Ooh.
Mumra's transformation was quite cool. I liked Mumra's transformation.
Let's ask Miss Visage.
True. Who's Miss Visage?
That would be you.
Oh, fuck. Where am I, Miss Visage?
No, she's on the panel of RuPaul's Drag Race.
No, I know, but why am I her?
I was just saying we should
I
ask
would
her in
think.
general.
I just felt like that would be more you.
Fair
I
enough.
feel like that
Really?
you're more.
I think
Miss
Chris would be a.
Visage.
Oh no, I think
No.
I think Carlos would be Visage for sure.
Really?
Yes,
Why?
I think you would be.
Okay, okay. But why?
You have a Michelle Visage kind of vibe going on over there.
A kind of vicious,
I can
Not
be
vicious, but at the same time, thoughtful at the
I
same
guess
time.
seemingly vicious, kind of
I can-
in a
plainness to what you say.
motherly kind of way, you know.
Okay.
And then go back behind the scenes and like, girl, we feel bad. Show us what you packed that you didn't get to wear.
But you'd read a bitch on stage
Exactly.
as soon as she walked.
because that's your job.
Because that's
Oh, I
that's
can
your
do
job.
that. I can definitely do that. Okay.
And you're the fluffy one, Chris.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's his name?
I was gonna go Carson
No.
Carson
Daly?
no,
No.
Cressley. Carson Cressley.
Oh, I can see that.
Isn't he the fluffy one?
No.
No.
Who's
the
the fluffy one?
one? It's Ross something Ross.
Ross
Ross
Matthews.
Matthews.
Yes,
yeah,
Ross
Chris
Matthews.
is definitely Ross Matthews.
No, he's not.
No,
100%.
he's
Ross
not.
Matthews.
No,
What?
Chris.
Chris is
and-
more
and
like a
don't get me wrong.
Santino. I always thought he was a Santino. Santino Rice.
The fuck are
No.
y'all talking
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I'm way
so
more
let me say-
Santino than Chris is.
Oh
for
no,
sure.
You're
I
definitely
can,
Carson
I can see
Cressley,
you
girl.
being Ross Matthews, but not him.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
No.
Ross Matthews is way too bubbly,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not. I don't have anything against
Am
you,
I
But I-
bubbly?
but
I'm
you're
not-
not bubbly.
You're not bubbly.
You're
you
not
don't have a
bubbly.
bubbly personality.
I'm not
Mm-mm.
bubbly.
No, you're not.
No.
That's why I said he was more Santino
But
than
I'm
anything
loud.
else.
No. I think it's more.
We agree with
Carson
that.
and the other dude,
Carson
the-
Cressley.
Carson
Loud is
Cressley
not bubbly.
From
Loud is
the
not bubbly.
original,
So I'm just more angry.
Yeah.
No,
It's the difference between like a hot drink getting that same powerful reaction
Oh my God, you're going to
and a
different-
fizzy drink,
No,
an
it's
effervescent
just-
drink getting
girl,
You may
a.
think
please
you're
don't bury
bubbly.
yourself, Pinky.
Yeah,
I make myself very clear. I don't know why anyone is.
no. I'm
You guys
sorry.
are really
And
trying to
No.
grasp at straws.
No.
Usually, I don't argue with you about what's right and what's wrong, but
no.
your assessment is
No,
totally
it's-
off.
Oh, my
Totally off.
my assessment is okay. I'm gonna let you two
Totally off the
pros
rails.
take it away.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what you guys
No,
have
no,
to
I'm
say.
not saying I'm a pro, but I'm
Go
not
on.
saying that that
Go on.
your assessment was
I'm just gonna listen.
all over.
I would like to. Go ahead.
Okay,
I see Carson. What is it, Carson Cressley? What's his
Carson Cressley.
name? Okay, yeah, I think you're more like him.
No,
I don't.
still.
I don't.
But let's explain
I'm
why.
still-
What are we even
thinking-
talking about?
Like you're smart, witty, and then he's also a contrarian.
Who's
so I
Carson
can see-
Cressley?
He used to be part of the original Fab Five.
Oh, actually, I went
She
to
said fat
no,
five.
the tall Carson.
Carson.
I actually went to a club and he was at.
Okay.
When I lived in LA.
So I think
what
you're
you're
more,
comparing me to him?
a little bit more. No, because he said
Go
that
on.
you were Ross Matthews. I'm like, you are not Ross Matthews.
You are not
Which
a
one
Ross
is he?
Matthews.
Which
You
do-
are not a
he's-
Ross Matthews.
he's
Yes,
the-
he's
He's the
super
one who wears the
bubbly.
white tuxedos.
He's super bubbly, super animated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
not
think he
you.
is though.
That's not you.
That's
He's
not
really
you.
not.
And that's not a
You
bad
are
thing.
animated, but you're not that type of animated.
I'm none of those people.
And you're not bubbly.
Okay, I'm not.
There you guys go, losing his identity.
I'm not bubbly.
No, you're
No,
not.
we know that. That's why I was like,
Really?
you're not Ross.
Mm-hmm.
You're not bubbly, dude.
Mm-mm. You're, and there's nothing. And once again,
There's nothing wrong with
There's
it.
nothing wrong with that. That's who
But
you
what does
are.
bubbly
It's
mean?
Effervescent.
effervescent. You're,
Effervescent.
I'm not effervescent.
no,
No.
you're not. No.
No.
No. Bitch, no.
Flat. To which the opposing to the expression, you know, flat.
Well, what's
You
the-
either want
yes,
bubbly
so
water or
I'm
you want flat
so I'm
water.
Flat?
No.
Well, what am I then?
He has to be one of those
You
two
can't
things.
just tell me I'm not this. You have to tell me what I
You're
am.
not bubbly.
Right, you're flat.
No.
You have a sarcastic, sardonic personality. You can't. You are very logical.
And you are funny too, though.
but you're funny
because you throw some sarcasm or jokes or jabs that are sarcastic that are really funny.
But
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
not bubbly.
But not
you're not
bubbly.
bubbly.
You're not bubbly.
Right, so everything you're saying
And
makes no
just
sense.
The fact that you are a contrarian, that automatically makes you not a bubbly person because you're not going to sit
What does
there
bubbly
and
mean?
make
Don't
look at me, I
fun
don't know why
and
you're looking at
laugh
me.
and be very overly
I don't know why
happy.
you're not on the mic.
True, I'm just listening to you two pros go at it and explain how
Oh,
he's
whatever.
not he's
Okay.
not bubbly,
Oh, good
but he's not
Lord.
flat.
Whatever, girl. You just trying to start mess.
I'm not at all.
But how do I be
He's not
bubbly?
being messy.
Don't look at me. I didn't say you weren't bubbly.
How do
Okay,
I think-
so
okay,
is he
so
bubbly? Is that what
I
you're
would
saying?
say in
Bubbly
I thought
is
you
more-
said
in the
I'm not
right-
bubbly.
Okay,
In-
bubbly is more like Pinky is bubbly when it comes to the personality.
Okay, Pinky's not.
I wouldn't
He
say
is bubbly.
Is Pinky bubbly?
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't
he
say
is
I'm bubbly.
I don't think Pinky's bubbly.
You can be bubbly. You can be very animated.
Yes,
very,
you
Didn't
would.
you
yes,
just say
you
that
can.
Chris was animated though?
He's not animated.
He's not animated.
He's not animated.
Wait,
You
I'm
are-
not animated?
And I was. Oh Jesus.
Oh Lord, here we go. Girl, we don't have degrees on the wall to figure that one out. Okay, so just
Okay.
go with us on this
So
assessment.
let's go back.
And
We're
be
gonna have
open-
the
I'm
rails
not
again.
animated.
Chris, you're fine. You're warm. You're
Yeah.
Okay, I'm warm.
you're intelligent. You're. I don't.
Okay.
What more do
You're-
you want?
Chris, your
Why
socks.
why is bubbly so important to you?
Your socks.
No, animated is important to
Why
me.
is that so important to you?
You're.
Because if I'm not animated, it means I'm fucking dead, bitch.
Flat.
No.
Flat.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Here we go. Listen across the table. You're flat. No, you are not flat.
You're bubbly.
You're not bubbly. Fuck. Okay.
Oh,
So,
this is
again,
good.
Okay. Wow. So
I'm
You're
basically evil incarnate, is what you're saying.
I would say that's pretty close. Chris.
You're witty. You are sarcastic, which you throw jokes out there with some
I'm kind of
sarcasm.
just a
and
mean
it's funny.
bitch, is what you're saying.
yes, you're a mean bitch. Can we move on?
You're basically the cat then at that point. You're like, walk up to the table
There-
and you swipe somebody's
I've
drink.
actually,
I will-
I've actually,
I'm very.
more.
I'm actually very surprised, and I cannot believe I'm saying this. I'm very surprised at the person who has the most self-esteem at the table, worried about the fact that he's not animated enough.
I don't have the most.
You have the most
He's not-
self-esteem at
I
the
would
table.
say Carlos probably has more
Carlos.
self-esteem.
I would
sure.
think.
And
Well,
then-
no,
and then
no.
you.
I'm not. No,
I
I'm
have
not.
the least
I'm
self-esteem
not-
of anybody here.
That's not true.
That's
I
not
probably have
true.
less.
That would be Pinky.
Yeah.
To be what?
That would be Pinky. Hands down. No
definitely
offense.
have-
I love you, girl.
No, I
but
wouldn't.
no.
I wouldn't be in the relationship in the situation I'm in if I had no
Yeah,
self-esteem.
exactly. So yes, you have one of the strongest personalities at this table. So I don't understand why you would be worried about not being animated.
We just didn't say it. It's strong, Chris. It's just not good.
Well, no, it's funny because I think we all have very strong personalities.
Mm-hmm.
You know I love you, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I just want to go to sleep at night.
go to sleep.
Well, then
Nobody's
go to
telling you
sleep.
not to.
Nobody's telling you not to.
That's a good point, Chris.
I have to have
People should
somebody-
sleep at
somebody
night.
to
Should
get
I
away.
should I record that song "Rock on My Baby"? Na, na, na,
You said
na.
rock on my
Yes.
baby.
Oh, I don't know the damn song. I'm
Rock
just trying to
on
make up.
Rock on my baby.
No, what is it? Rock. Well,
Rock
anyway.
a bye, baby.
Rock.
Please,
Okay.
please
there you go.
record it.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know the song.
Who did the
Okay,
the,
Chris,
like,
if
the
you
rock
need-
version of it?
If you need
the rock version of
if you need help with sleeping, if you need help falling asleep, dear, just go to Spotify to the Sleepy Podcast.
Actually, are you?
I am a.
Are you
huge-
plugging another podcast?
Well, I don't see that it would hurt. I mean, we are a podcast, and I was going to plug
Well, I
another.
mean, as long as they pay to advertise on our channel, I'm all about
I
it.
don't.
what were we talking about?
I
Other
need
shit.
to advertise.
Okay, first of all, I
What?
was just
Have you
recommending.
advertised?
I was just recommending a.
What's advertised?
I was just recommending a podcast for you to listen to if you need to fall asleep. All he does is read stories, and then you go to sleep. That's it.
I love you guys. Wait, did we say what we're thankful for?
Yes, please go ahead.
yes.
So, Elliot, what are you thankful
Well, I
for?
already
we only have
said-
8
I already
minutes,
said
so you better-
earlier, but I'm definitely thankful for you guys for sure, no doubt.
And you know what? I'm gonna hug everybody after this episode. I'm gonna hug everybody at this table, including Miss Pink. I'm gonna hug her the hardest because even though this bitch sometimes gets on my nerves,
Slash
She's your-
tag
she's
all
your
the time.
backbone.
which is almost all the time,
She is your backbone.
she is my backbone. I love her. She's my world.
Wait, you have a bear
And I wish
claw?
that it was like
you have
400
a bear tattoo.
Yeah, I have several actually.
She does. I mean, he does.
And if I was
She.
15 years younger and a lot heavier,
I was gonna say
we would have been making love in the bedroom by now.
Oh my God! Here we go with the fucking everybody.
She would have been the bottom though. 'cause,
they'd call us
yeah, she would have
DQ
been the
because
bottom.
we'd be one of those swirled
Yeah.
cones.
Mhm. But she would definitely be on bottom.
I don't know. I think we would have had to have drawn a line in the sand, Joel, and been
Oh,
strictly
The
professional.
Rubicon. Cross
Yes,
the
well-
Rubicon, baby.
Mm-hmm.
You're
The
gonna
what?
have to bottom.
The Rubicon.
Oh,
So you're thankful for a Rubicon?
Cross the Rubicon, baby. Cross it.
Mm-hmm.
What's on the other side?
See?
Maybe something good, maybe something bad. We'll never know. You're not gonna press it, are you?
no, I don't like. That's my least favorite sandwich.
I don't know what sandwich that would be.
Rubicon?
What is it? What? Is
Space
that a sandwich?
Madness.
It's the one with corned beef
Space
Ugh.
Madness.
and Thousand Island
Do you
dressing.
not know
No, that's
Space,
not-
Do you not know Space Madness?
A Reuben.
Thank you for getting that.
You are not a Ren and Stimpy fan. Fuck you.
Oh,
Oh.
No, thank
that
you.
water really is starting to hit you, girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Need some more water.
You need to drink some
'Cause
more water,
I
girl.
think that Ron,
We're all out of water at table 3.
Need
So-
some-
Flat
Wait.
though, not bubbly.
No
Charles, what are you thankful for this Thanksgiving?
Okay, we only have a few minutes. Get to it, bitches.
Get to
I am. I am thankful all the shitty, fucking horrible, terrible, awful fucking things I've lived through in my life because they are making what I'm going through now seem less defeating. And all of my friends for supporting me through
Clap.
that.
Let's yes.
We have
Let's
sound effects. For
wait.
that,
We
Chris.
we have sound effects for that. Which one is that?
It's the
one
top
again?
one.
It's the top one.
Sorry, we have news.
Oh, that's the
No,
laughter. I'm
that's the
sorry.
laughing at you.
Story of my life.
Lower your system.
and that's how it happens, folks. That's how it happens.
Well, we know
Oh,
that
man.
button is not the one that we wanted
Right?
to push.
We could go this one though. Watch. Because Pinky brings his own buttons.
Oh.
Oh,
Ooh.
the sitcom.
Whip
like
it,
from
whip it.
like from Full House. Yes. Whip it good.
See, we should have played this one, like in the intro, had we known.
Let's get ready to rumble!
I think
But
that's,
had we known,
but we did not know.
But we did not know.
is that trademarks?
It's not long
No,
enough to be
it's not
traded.
It's not long enough to be trademarked, so we're good.
No.
They're bites.
Well, actually, you can trademark anything.
Oh, we're not fixing to get into.
No,
we don't
we're
have.
not.
We don't have time to get
Not on
into
the air.
to the whole Beyonce whole thing with all that
Yeah,
trademarking.
get out
mess.
here with your fucking beehive bullshit.
But we don't have time. We don't have time for that.
Ooh, catty
We-
nerd.
okay.
Ooh.
The opinions expressed on this. The opinions expressed on this episode do not necessarily reflect,
Yes. I love it. I love it.
etc., so on, so
I can't
forth.
throw shit at you because you got your fucking console right there.
I do. I have my console right here.
Throw the console at her.
You can throw a punch. Go ahead and throw another punch, girl.
Throw what?
I was talking to Pinky. Go ahead and throw another punch. There you go. See, I got hit.
See?
Mm-hmm.
See, now if everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got hit. I got hit really hard.
It didn't look like it hurt.
Oh, that felt good too.
Yeah.
That felt good.
And then, of course, my intro.
She loves playing with them buttons, doesn't she?
She'll be like 1, 2, 3.
I know.
And now it's time for this. Because where are we at?
Oh, we're almost done.
3 minutes.
We have 3 minutes.
So we're not quite at this phase yet.
So wait, what else do we want to talk about?
Well, I'm gonna send a. I had a little Twitter conversation with another podcast, so I'm gonna throw out a little shout out to the Gay Nerds podcast because we had a conversation online.
When did you have a conversation?
Actually,
What?
today.
That was
All right,
earlier
Hearts,
today.
hook me up, baby.
They
Hook me
started-
I got a
up.
notification
They
that you were
started.
talking back and
Yeah,
forth
they
with them.
started following our
I need
show.
to get in on that.
They started following us, so
Hello.
he was having a little bit of a hard time with his
He was
episode.
having a
So
meltdown just like Joel a couple months
I'm
ago.
available anytime. A
No,
couple
wait.
of months
Excuse
ago?
me, you're not a nerd.
okay,
Do
so
you even know what Half-Life Alex is? No, you don't.
well, this is
Bye-bye.
Like that. Anyways,
this is a
so-
podcast where they do role playing board games
Ooh.
during the podcast.
Yes.
So I happened to listen to. I sent him a little. He was having a little bit of an issue
I do role-playing.
on Twitter. So I thought I'd send him a
I
little
did see that.
little inspirational
Well,
kind of, you got to
He was
keep
just
it
saying I'm a
going,
little
that kind of
behind
thing.
Because I have a lot of
So,
stuff going
yeah.
on and so
I'm
on.
turned on. Are you turned on?
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
So did everyone have this conversation with this
No,
gentleman?
no.
No, I
Joel
just
had the
did.
conversation. I got notifications because I'm in there
Mm-hmm.
as an editor.
I didn't.
Mm.
Which
Well, no, it was on Twitter.
on Twitter. I'm
Yeah, it
sorry.
was on Twitter.
No, but you have me as an editor on Twitter.
No, I don't.
Although, yes, you do.
I need to probably
'Cause
log
otherwise,
out of
why
these
would I
accounts
get
on my
the
phone.
notifications?
Oh,
And
okay. Well, that's fine.
restrict some people. I mean, really.
So I just wanted to
Anyway,
throw a
so-
little shout out to them.
By the way, I'm
Yes,
also
gay,
fucking
gay
thankful.
nerds.
Gay
Wait, where are
nerds.
they located?
There, you can find them on all the stuff that we're on as well. So if you want to
better
listen
listen to what
to
is
their podcast,
I'm
you
watching
can
Oh,
do
I
Booty
was thinking
shaking.
geographically.
I know.
Oh, geographically, I didn't. You know what? I have no idea. I didn't ask. I thought it might be Houston based, and
I feel
think
like
it
that
might
would
be.
have been a good thing to ask.
Yeah, I think it might be Houston
Let's
based.
hang out with them.
Since our show
Yes.
doesn't have a travel budget.
Yeah, so not yet. Anyway,
So if we were
But-
going to get on air with them, you know.
and I would like to. I
We
would
can
like to
actually
hook
call
up
them.
with some other
I
podcasts in the
actually-
Let's get with
in
some
Houston.
My bearded prince that I'm trying to go after, he actually is in a Star Wars D&D thing. Have you heard of that Star Wars
Yeah,
D&D?
I have heard
That's
of
the thing.
Star Wars BBC.
D&D.
D&D.
D&D? What is D&D?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh.
Star Wars Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so we only have
You are
like
not making fun
Got
of
it.
No, we're not keeping.
I didn't say that had anything to do
Are
with the
you-
last time you
You
got
say
laid.
BBC, but
See, now, that right there, look, it doesn't look like it's been more than 9 hours
Ooh,
since you
time-
took one.
You're,
All right.
you're spitting on the damn mic.
I don't. It's fine.
Yes.
I want to.
He's
So
sucking
here-
on the mic.
I
Come
didn't
on.
say that Star Wars D&D had anything to do with the last time you got laid.
Okay, so here's the thing. We are now at the end of the episode.
We sure are.
Miss Besitos, she has a date, so she's gonna have to get out of here.
I don't have.
Can I say something real fast?
Mhm,
At
go
the
ahead.
beginning of the show, I did mean to make fun of homeless people, but we kind of made some comments that might have been construed that way, and I just want to make it clear, like we weren't making fun of homeless people. If we did, it was just in jest.
Okay,
That's it.
and
I don't think we were.
I think it's a good thing to say, and I was thinking about this as I was showering on, and this applies to whether you listen to the show or come on the show, is like, we are going to say things that are potentially offensive. We're going to put people in interesting and potentially awkward or uncomfortable situations
The fact
or
that our-
scenarios. We're going to ask things that are personal. You are under no obligation to, acquiesce those requests if it does make you feel uncomfortable. But none of what we do here on the show is meant with malicious intent
No.
at all.
True.
no,
We never
it's-
aim to hurt anybody.
Just the fact that we have different opinions and it's okay. We don't have to agree. We just have to respect each other at the end of the day, and that's all.
Yep, exactly.
I'm going to have to work on that.
You a lot,
Both of you.
a lot. But
Um,
so am I, because I need to work on that too. I will put that in there. But the thing is that let's call it a day.
Stick a fork in us.
Let's stick a fork in this turkey because it is. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. We
Feliz
love
Dia de Acción de
you.
Gracias.
We love you. And continue to listen to our show. Now that we're back on iHeartRadio,
Yay!
finally. Now
Have you
I
mentioned
didn't.
the new
I wanted
equipment?
to throw this out there
on
real
our
quick
show.
before we go. I did not know that you could call iHeartRadio. Did you call them? I didn't know you could. I tried to find their phone number like several times.
It's very
Also-
hidden. They don't make it readily known.
No.
Okay.
So I
you
tried to
call
find their
them,
phone.
that's
I
how
complained about
things
it.
got fixed?
Yeah.
It was definitely put in the process, but it got into a point, and I was just kind of researching online, and it's kind of like, this can't hurt,
True.
How many times that I had. Oh,
because I know you had contacted them several times, and the show had been on it, and they're like, well, and it's like, it's as important to them as it is us that people can find content
Yeah,
on their
exactly.
site, because if there's people who don't listen to podcasts regularly and they only get on to listen to our podcast.
yeah, exactly.
It's
So-
easy that they'd be able to find it. Otherwise, they have lost listeners as well.
Yeah, exactly. So, thank you for the fact that we're back on iHeartRadio under that little gay talk show.
Yeah.
Which at 5 o'clock, I went, let me check one more time. And there it was. And I got so happy. And everybody's like, why are you jumping up and down? And I'm like, I got a date.
So, anyways, Joel, where can they find us on?
Of course, at
Where
Twitter.
they listen.
Of course, at Twitter. If you want to contact us at Twitter, our Twitter page.
We post a link to our Spreaker page directly on the Facebook every week.
Yep,
for each
exactly.
new episode.
We sure do.
Yeah, we sure do. We are also on Instagram, but we haven't posted any pictures lately. We need to put some pictures, I guess.
Are we gonna do?
Well,
we
actually,
need to do
we-
promo so we can promote it.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. But we actually did post some pictures from the last show.
Yeah.
Because
On our Instagram,
I made
yeah.
sure that we took some
And they went
pictures
on
of it.
Twitter.
Now, I'm still waiting for the pictures from the first Thanksgiving section.
Okay, well, we don't
Although I
really
didn't
have.
get any.
We don't
Oh,
really have
okay,
any
look at
pictures.
that.
Oh.
Because, like I said, that episode was all about us that we forgot about taking pictures.
Just like a Gen Xer.
Yes, exactly. It was.
Lost
We
in
are the me
translation.
generation, so it was about me, me, me.
Yes.
You can see that. Well,
Can't imagine
anyways,
how they forgot about you.
So, Mr. Spunkmeyer Brown, where can I find you if I'm looking for you online?
You're on Bracewood these days, yeah? Still?
Oh, do you
Well,
really? Really?
Yes.
Just like I'm off of
did you
Bracewood.
just out my physical address?
I did not.
No.
Well, I am on SoundCloud. I do have an album on SoundCloud.
He
Oh,
sure
he
does.
sure does.
Yeah.
How come you're not promoting that, girl?
Well, it's kind of old. It's been there for a while.
So
Doesn't.
what?
So what? Let
No,
let
I-
people hear it.
Well, listen to it. Yeah.
What's the name of the album?
Spunkmeyer Brown and the Half Death.
Really? What kind of music are we talking about here?
It's
Send
like
it, send it
Is
to
that the
me.
same as a Half-Life?
no. It's like experimental electronica.
It's actually good stuff.
Singer
I've listened to
songwriter piano. I play piano. Then I also do electronica.
Really?
Don't you play
Really?
guitar, too?
Look at that.
Yeah.
I thought it was guitar that I heard some.
No, I don't.
Was it just piano?
I don't play guitar.
Okay, okay.
Well, I sampled guitar maybe.
Okay, there you go. Because I remember
For
hearing
some
a
of
little
it, half of it is like electronica, the other half is like piano singing.
Okay.
So yeah, there's all sorts of different stuff on there.
All right.
I'm very inspired by Tori Amos, so the piano part
Oh my God.
is really Tori Amos based.
So that's very good.
Passionate, dark, angsty.
So, Miss Pinky. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
That's it.
Now, Miss Besitos, your
Oh.
your
Give it-
photography girl.
Give us your social media
Give us your
sign-off.
girl.
Okay.
You have a
It's time for
photography
the
thing
social
going
media
on.
sign-offs. guys
You know
go
you
through
have to
this
do
every
this
week.
every time we are on the show. Do your photography thing, girl.
Sure. Okay,
God damn
so
it.
CV Photography Zero on Instagram. Now, I do have my personal account, which is CVILLE20035, which is my same name in Twitter. And, of course, Facebook, just my name, Carlos Villegas. DM me. Let's see what's up. Let's talk. Let's schedule a photo shoot. I'm down for whatever, so let me know. Muchos besitos y abrazos.
Okay. And I think that's it, unless Miss Pinky wants to throw something in there.
I'm the same, Pinky_Mouse, MAU5_85.
Everywhere?
Everywhere.
Is that when you were born?
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, you know where I'm at. I don't have to go through all of this. Everything is about the
Yes,
podcast, so everything is on. I
Wait,
have
he
one.
actually,
What's your
Joel
Facebook?
Tatum at
all
at
of those accounts
Facebook.
are his personal accounts as well.
Yeah, so
Oh, they are?
yeah, so you
Oh,
can
that's right, 'cause
easily
you
yeah,
told
so
us
you
about
can
your
easily just reach me
Atlanta.
on any of those. By the way, when Pinky and I go back and forth on Twitter, so he says a couple of things sometimes. I
Right.
say a couple of things sometimes.
I have to
So-
try to not get on your Instagram though.
Yeah, so
You should,
Why
you
did
should
get on
unattach.
Twitter?
You should unattach your.
Now, just be aware that I
Instagram.
actually don't respond to anything other than me posting pictures.
So don't DM him.
So, no, DM me if you want to, but just make sure you call it out that it's to Carlos.
and if you DM us on Twitter, it's either make sure you DM either Pinky or me. So
Oh yeah, I
If
mean, I
you
guess
wanna
if
reach
you're
one of-
addressing it either one of us,
Yeah.
definitely let us know.
Yeah, just let
Otherwise,
us-
you could get mixed messages from both.
yeah,
of us.
exactly because you
Or
know
whoever
if
you
you
want to talk to,
because
just
if
make
you
sure
send
get
us a
the
dick
right
pic
person.
on Twitter,
And
both of us are going to
If
figure
we
out which
respond,
one.
we'll let you know which one of us
Yeah.
is responding.
Yeah, because we won't know who you were trying to send that DM to.
Right, and Pinky doesn't want to get in any trouble.
More than
Neither
you
does
already
Joel.
is.
So we're gonna call it a done dig day. We
We love these new mics. They catch everything.
They catch everything.
Done dick,
A
yeah.
done- we're gonna call this a done dick.
This dick is done, y'all.
And Miss Pinky, lead us out with your usual.
All right, y'all. If you ain't gonna be good at it.
Okay. All right, and we're done.
Bye.
Bye.